What about now?
Refreshing, refreshing, refreshing. Still offline. Oh, okay. Starting. Oh, hold on. Oh, I lost it. I think it was starting to stream.
Live. We are live then.
Okay, so how do I stop that for now?
I think I can stop it. Just 1 second.
Okay, I think I stopped it.
You stop it?
I think so. Yeah, I think it stopped.
So the website to download stuff from is C++.
Are you using Windows on there?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a link to the Qt the libraries. I think Tom's got on the website.
So the website is
cpplondonuni.com.
CPP London. Okay.
So you're ready now to
So
it will be active.
Qt, yeah?
It's now
Yes.
you just need to start streaming. Perfectly done.
Fabulous. Yeah.
Hi. Do you know who's gonna be the main speaker today?
Oliver, he's not here yet.
Okay, I'll come in a few minutes to connect.
Yeah, fantastic. Perfect.
Yeah.
Good. How are you?
Right, thanks. Tired. I did smell alcohol. I was right. You're drinking wine, right?
Yes, you're very welcome to go. There's,
Thank you very much.
there is a bar there.
Great.
What crashed?
Oh, it was like that before, so it
Oh, okay.
go worse. I have dropped it once, the second time. It's getting old. In my spa place today.
Do you want to type your name and
Sure.
surname clearly so I can retype it and later put on the website? Would be appreciated.
Write it clearly in capital letters.
Thank you. If you might pass the rice.
This is cozy.
Hello.
Hello.
Are we doing JavaScript today?
PHP, obviously.
PHP.
JavaScript is on
You're
better.
writing PHP interpreter.
No, that was a joke. PHP's worse. So I was like,
Really?
What's the shittiest thing to put? Yeah.
Are we buying a PHP interpreter?
LLVM backend, yes. Okay.
Is that going to fill up the whole 2 hours? I mean, what are you going to do for the rest?
Yeah, that's true, right? Yeah. What are we gonna do?
Tristan, you're there.
Oh, where are you?
Is this thing rigged up?
Nearly
I guess I'll
rigged up,
find
yeah.
out.
What do you mean nearly? No, where did I make a mistake?
Did you get that PDF file?
What's your surname?
I did, yeah, thank you for that, that's cool.
Bimbale.
No, there's no A. There you go.
Oh, sorry
You're
about that.
spelling it right on the website.
Huh?
You've been spelling it right on the website.
Oh, it's one of these things. Shit.
Don't worry, I'll leave it
Oh,
open.
it's yeah, because it needs the USB power.
Thing is,
HDMI converter.
what does it achieve? What is?
So that's an HDMI.
No, because look, that's HDMI.
Yeah, but it does something to do with the frame rate, any frame rate on the video or something.
You reckon? That's some shitty.
Yeah, but it needs the USB power as well as stuff.
Send me an email. Do you know the drill? Send me an email. Inside the subject, C-line license.
I'm just
Inside
gonna,
the body
yeah,
of the email, put your
play
name,
with this and see
email
if anyone
address. Yeah, so then I can just copy, paste, rename, send it. Because I need to
Suck
keep
it up.
track of it and I need to send it to Phil as well.
C-line licenses? Okay. What's your email?
tom@pcservicegroup.co.uk.
Okay, I'll write it down. So
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Tristan. So I'm in the wrong website now.
QT.
So So if I have a Mac,
Oh, the QT website.
No, see.
if I have a Mac, PC service group
Yeah,
can't
sorry.
help me.
If you have a Mac,
PC service group can't help me because
it can. Because we started where Mac was basically bankrupt.
Let me see what Tom's put in.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Back in then, you know, Macs were non-existent. I knew back then only one guy who had a Mac, and that was Mac OS, I think 9, or even earlier than that.
C++?
Yeah, but that's
Welcome. Tom, where's the post about QT, one of the links?
On a blog.
On the blog?
On a blog.
If I just click the blog link,
Yeah.
I've got one about the 15th class.
Hold on. Definitely. Okay, it's as well on my tweet because I'm not sure if that will be. Okay, I'll put. Okay, it's as a. Okay, I'll put on our Slack channel because that's not. Here we go. It's there on Slack. Where else should I put it?
Twitter would be great because I'm not in the Slack channel.
Okay, so
Well,
if you go
you should
to.
rectify.
Okay, so let's rectify that now.
So if you go to Twitter, my thingy is XXDMS, and you'll see in my last tweet.
Okay, but I'm going to jump in the Slack channel just to make life
Yeah,
easy.
and it's there as well.
You can write down your
thing
email
is-
and your Twitter account.
We should get an IRC channel, right?
A guitar.
Well, we've got.
Ollie, what do you want? I'll get you the drink.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Chin Tao.
Qing Tao. That sounds Chinese.
It is.
Okay, so
Service group UK.
Slack channel, give me 2 seconds, because you need
Twitter
to
account.
go to a
That's
website,
Twitter,
get your
yes.
email address in and get an invite, but I've got to find it.
I know. That's why I hate
Can I ask everybody? Would you mind to put your name and your surname clearly so I can spell? If somebody new writes and if the paper is next to you, just ask them kindly type because then I'm not. You see, I'm like not a doctor. Yes, I can't read doctor spelling. Somebody said very funny thing. You can never read doctor prescription, but you can always read their bill.
Sounds true.
Was Xiao Tao?
Qingtao.
Qingtao, almost good.
Okay, so the Slack invite is cpplang,
CPP.
Lang,
Yeah.
.now.sh.
.now.sh. So that's the URL that I use.
Yeah, so just type that into your browser,
Yeah.
and it should come up with a simple page that just says, like, type your email address in here.
Yes.
It's a real pain in the ass, isn't it?
Dude.
You only have to do it once.
I know. So we're building a Pomodoro timer, right?
Apparently so.
Oh, that's cool.
That's the plan. That is the plan, Rob.
Yes.
I would say it wasn't
I
the
can
plan.
actually use that. Yeah.
Cool. Top man, thank you very much. Position this. Are we going to be streaming it, or is it just us?
Yeah, of course we're streaming. Okay, so in 3 minutes time we'll start streaming.
Where's the camera? Ah.
When you're writing me,
Ah, okay.
that's why there's no nice lot of space around me, because no one wants to be on camera.
That's it.
So we should start the Qt. If anyone doesn't have, please install Qt Create.
We're using Qt Creator today.
Ollie, am I correct?
No, it's optional. So I managed to figure it all out in the end. So if you want to use Sea Lion, you can.
Without
That's a good
choice.
But if you want, you can use Visual Studio as well. Who's
Love that the license as well.
sorry?
The license. I'll
If you want the license, okay, I'll say this to everybody.
Yes.
If you want a license, okay, the thing starts in 2 minutes.
Okay.
So what I'll say that in during the thingy.
Who is on Windows here? You, just you.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. So in terms of running it, it's a little bit more annoying on Windows. You have to copy a load of DLLs, but it's a one-off, and then you can just go. I'm tripping over something here. It's all right. There we go. That's good.
Do you need power?
Hopefully I won't. I've got a full battery.
This is the 15th class live stream.
There's now 16th. I thought we had the 15th.
Right now.
Are we live now?
Yes.
Where's the? Oh, cool. Where's the link?
No, it should be live.
Well, it is. I can see that. And I can see me. I can see.
Yes, but there
Where's-
should be no signal.
Well, it's-
Live now. I see it. I see it. I see it.
The link is on the site.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so actually, oh, it is live. Online.
Yeah, I can hear the audio. It's all live. We are live.
Yes.
So what I'll do on stream.
It's Justin coming along today.
He's not. He's out sick, sadly. Bit under the weather.
Hungover. Or
No, he's actually sick. I was off sick last week. We've got some flu going around the office. Yeah. Oh no, that was booze. But no, yeah, last week. Is that an L or an I?
which one?
XR, I 5XR, L or I?
I think it's an L.
Is it lowercase L?
Oh wow. For the video website.
Yeah, I'll just put it on site.
It's an uppercase I.
Read that as well.
It's not the case, are it?
Under my feet here.
I 5XR. 02.
So it's 16th actually. 16th, not 15th plus.
Yeah, it's the 16th, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we get going? It's,
Well, if you give me 2 seconds, I'll just.
you want to do the foreword?
Yeah.
Go for it. What's going on with my phone?
If anyone needs power, there's an extension cable just take a bit. There's a chap just behind you.
Okay, dokie. Welcome everybody on 16th class of C++ weekly. What we're doing is basically we're doing the classes to enable people to get into C++. C++ is fairly technical, difficult language, and obviously much better is to learn with a group of friends. Now we managed to secure as well the online facilities, so we can teach people remotely. Yes, so when they are not here as well for whatever reason, they can join us as well and participate in the class. And as well, obviously, we're trying to create a community around the class that will allow people to basically benefit from there. A couple of things at the beginning. Our website is cpplondonuni.com. So I encourage everybody to bookmark that website. I'm always updating the website, so if you go to the blog section, you will find there all the information after each class. I try to do it as quickly as I can. With the information, homework, links to the slides, and so on. As well, on our website, there is on the left side, Start Here option, which gives you all the information about that, about us, that allow you to quickly start, to get going. So you will find there all the resources. You will find there the Slack subreddit where you can put your suggestions. You can find out how to get invitation to the Slack channel and so on. If you need, for anyone who needs a JetBrains CLion license, what you need to do at the beginning, download the software from JetBrains.com, use the 30 days trial. Once we see you coming and obviously you'll be getting near the end of the trial, send me an email. Inside the email, yes, at the subject put CLion license. Inside the body of the email put your name and again your email address, so I can simply copy and paste, and I will email you back a license which will extend your trial so you can use it for way longer. I think it's 3 months. After that, if you still continue going, then JetBrains is happy to extend this further, and obviously they will be extending. I don't know exactly how long, but for now, yes, they're happy to continue as long as you're with us. That they're happy for you to use and get addicted to their products.
So in the body of the email,
put your name,
yeah,
your name, surname, and an email address, so we have the record who have the license. Because I have to send this to Phil Nash, and obviously he's then putting this to JetBrains. With regards to the ideas for the further classes, we need your feedback. Yeah, so if you tell us what you want to learn, what subjects are interest of you, then we can start preparing something. There's 3 ways how you can contribute in this way. First one is obviously send me an email or talk to me, Tristan, Ollie. You can, on subreddit, you can publish the project which you think that will be of interest. The project which we see got more votes obviously will be prioritized. The project which have less votes obviously will not be that important. And the third one, after each class, yes, you're very welcome to send me feedback. What do you thought about class? Was class interesting, boring, completely missed, what have you? Yes, let us know, because what we do every week. We are meeting after the class week going on Thursday, Friday. We're going for lunch where we have some food, and then we're chatting what we'll be doing for the next week. The idea for the next couple of weeks is to create a game, which will help us. It allows us to put in practice lots of things which we have learned. At some point, we will obviously restart and we'll start more basic stuff. But as well, we're open to the more advanced people. So if somebody wants, let's say, more technical, more complex project to be, or subject to be covered, let us know. We can prepare something like this as well. But that will come out from the feedback which we'll get from you. Or don't. If you don't, then I will tell what we will be, learning. The guys, they go quite easily with my suggestions. I can convince them quite easily. Anyway, without much taking more time, valuable time, I'm passing to Oliver, and he will teach us about Pomodoro.
Yeah, so
Go ahead.
Can you have your email address?
Of course. My email address is tom, T-O-M, at PC, so Papa Charlie, then service, group, G-R-O-U-P,
So Tom PC.
tom at pcservicegroup.co.uk.
all right, let's start. Yes, this was kind of born out of an idea that I think was Tom's really to do this. So it's effectively just a timer. But just to check, does everyone think they've got their dependencies sorted, or are they going to need to do that now?
What do you mean by this?
So guess what? Next slide. Yeah. All right. So getting started, there's a few prerequisites that you actually need. So the first one is Qt5. If you are a Linux user, hopefully you're not using some ancient crud, and you can hopefully just apt-get or Zypper or Yum or whatever the heck your distribution uses, emerge. Hopefully it'll have some version of Qt version 5. If it doesn't, then as for Mac not Mac users, we'll get to anyone who can't get it in a sec. For Mac users, you should be able to grab Qt5 from Homebrew, hopefully. If not, then there's this option. So Windows plus everyone else. Why didn't I post the link? Why is the link not on? Alright, so qt.io, I have it linked in the actual repo, so it's not matter. If you go to qt.io, if you're on Linux or Mac and either of those options work, go there. If you're on Windows, then grab the installer. When you run it, don't install the preview build. You can get 5.10.1, and if you drill down, don't just check 5.10.1 because it will try and download about 40 gigs of stuff. Open up 5.10.1, and if you're going to use Visual Studio, then please pick this one. And if you're going to use CLion, then please pick this one. If you're not sure, just pick both because they're not too big. But don't just pick all of 5.10.1. You'll be downloading and will have finished by the time you get the download completed. Yeah, obviously you need a suitable developer environment. So obviously you can use CLion, you can use Visual Studio, Xcode, or heck, you can just use Command Shell for all it matters. And then you are, however, going to need a bit of knowledge of some C++ language features, which I don't believe we've covered yet. So we're going to have a crash course on a few features now. This is more libraries and language syntax, fortunately. So the first one that's going to matter is this, swing stream. So, oh, my computer's gone crazy. Okay, there we go. So it's basically like how you use cout and cerr. You'll see why it's useful when you open the project. But obviously, you need two overloads you need to care about. It's going to be these two. Well, this one first of all. So it does the same thing as cout. You can throw some data into it. It can be a string, it can be a digit, whatever. For example, hello world, just like cout. And then the next one you'll care about is .str, and that just converts your string, or converts your stream into a regular string. So you can pump a load of stuff into it, call that, and then you just get a string of final stuff out. Also, using the operator shift feature will be very useful because you'll want to format numbers for this test, or this challenge. Obviously, Google CPU reference are your friend, so knowing how to find information is invaluable. Google search. If anyone needs any help, of course, on the display auto system. And now we're on to lambdas. So technically, you could achieve this without using them at all, but I think it will make it a lot easier. You won't technically need them unless you get to the multi-threading, so that's a later one. So, in simplistic terms, just think of a lambda as a callable function. In terms of the syntax, there are three parts. And a great feature of them is that you can capture objects from your current scopes, which we'll demonstrate shortly. So imagine a lambda that just does nothing. So you could express it as one of those two. But let's examine each piece of them. So first of all, you've got square braces. That is where you stick your capture list in between those two. So objects that live outside of the lambda, you can capture in there. You can capture them by copy. You can capture them by reference. And you can also explicitly capture them by just naming the variable. So for example, you can, if you just stick a single ampersand in those square braces, everything is captured by reference by default. If you stick an equal sign in there, then everything's copied into the lambda instead. The parentheses, that's just an argument list. Obviously, if you were creating a function, it's going to take some parameters, they go in there. And then, of course, curly braces, that's the body of the lambda where you have the actual executable code. So maybe an alternative way to think of it is just imagine that a lambda is really just a function that lives in some kind of invisible class that's created for you. So since it lives in this invisible class, obviously this class that you can't see has member objects. And that's exactly what the capture list is. So think of the capture list as being like these fields in this invisible class that's going to be accessible from the code body. So the lambda is kind of like a member function with an invisible class backing it. Also, an alternative to a lambda is creating your own class and then just implementing operator parentheses. If you have a member function that does it, that's basically what a lambda is anyway. And as usual, sorry, not as usual, if you want to modify anything in a lambda that you've captured in this capture list here, actually, can I turn on the laser pointer? Yeah, here we So if you want to capture anything in this list here, then the key is that you have to use the mutable keyword after the parentheses. If you look at CPP reference, you will get to see the full reference for that syntax. All right, on to the next one that feeds into this quite nicely. We have std function. So it's a template class. I just put dot 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 there. That's obviously not how you use it really. It's particularly useful for holding lambdas. Also, the template type is quite nice because it's designed so that when you write it, it looks like a function prototype. So, as an example, we have a std function that's going to hold some callable function object that's going to return a bool, take an int, another int, and a char. So it takes 3 parameters and returns a bool, which are basically written there. It takes around 2 ints, 1 char, and returns bool. So as an example of that, this could be a lambda that you could construct it with or assign to it. So this is a lambda that captures by copy. The lambda takes the int, and the char, just like this requires. We don't actually do anything with it. We just decided to fake it. And then we return some imaginary Boolean object from outside of the lambda that is obviously automatically copied because of this wonderful piece of syntax here. Additionally, you can use this as a function just like it's a function. So once you've instantiated this as a class, which is a class type, so you have a std function, myfunc here, or a in this case. So as you can see, there's a semicolon there. This is 2 statements. So imagine where I'm waving this. You should have done a new line, but we have a, which is a std function of a void function that basically does nothing. And then once you've created it here, we can actually call it. Just do a parentheses. That's actually executed. You can also create an empty std function, and you can put something in it afterwards. So you can just declare a, and then somewhere else in your code you do the assignment to the lambda or whatever. But if you do that, you cannot call it until it actually contains something that's callable. So if you just default construct it and don't assign anything, it's empty, you can't actually call it. It'll throw an exception. Okay, now on to std_thread. This one is one that you'll not have to care about for the initial part of the task. This is only if you're going to have a go at the more advanced version. So essentially, std_thread is just a class which will hold a function that can execute concurrently. So in terms of visualizing your code, if you imagine you construct a std function and you pass it a lambda, as we just covered, then your code's going to carry on running after that is constructed, but all the code in the lambda is going to be running at exactly the same time. Once you've started a thread, you either need to join it. Join will block you if the thread is busy doing work. You can also call detach, which will just mean you don't care what happens with the thread. I generally don't advise using detach anywhere. But you must call one of the two before you allow the object to go out of scope, or you will get an exception and bad things will happen. I'm not sure, I think it's UB actually, strictly speaking, but I think most standard libraries are nice to you. I say to you, shouldn't use it. It does, it gives you useful output, but I think that it's not strictly catchable. I don't think you can catch the exception. It just helps you. So additionally, you can construct a std_thread class without anything, in which case obviously nothing starts, and then you can stick something in it later if you wish. So you can check if the thread is busy or at least did something by calling joinable. This won't tell you if it's still working or not. So by calling joinable, you'll find out if it had some work assigned to it. But you don't know if it's still running, so when you do call join, it's going to block. Obviously, an easy way around that is to have the thread set an atomic boolean once it's returned, or should be atomic really. Set some flag that will say I've finished, so then you can call joinable and check if the flag is set, and then you know it's actually finished. There's more advanced ways in the standard library, better ways in the standard library of doing it using stuff like futures, but for the purposes of this, I don't think you need to get into that, but if you wish to, feel free. Again, as I said, I don't recommend using detach if you're going to have a go at the threaded version. You should definitely not need to. Constructing them, the most convenient way is, in my opinion, the lambda. So here we have T to represent the thread class, and we construct a thread, which is some lambda that captures by reference and just calls do work. So imagine that do work could be a class member function. This will automatically capture the class instance by reference, and then this was called do work on the class we lived in.
Can you do by with the pointer? So instead of reference, you use pointer.
Yeah, well, so pointer is actually an object, so you would actually just be capturing by copy, because you would just copy the pointer value, because the pointer is just value.
Oh, okay.
So that's basically copy. It's copying the pointer. You can make threads go to sleep. You don't even need to spin up new threads. So if you're in main, you can call this. This is completely valid. You don't need to be in a stood thread to use it. And guess what? It makes you go to sleep. As usual, CPU reference is your friend. And the last one, which you want to know about, is stood chrono. So stood chrono is basically a set of classes doing a bunch of time-based operations. Everything from duration to the system time to just point A to point B. The most helpful thing I recommend you'll find useful here is this using namespace chrono literal. So if you include chrono and then throw this on top of your file, you can do this rather nice stuff, which is, for example, if I want an object that represents 5 seconds, I can just do auto duration 5 seconds equals find s, and this is the type. You're probably not even going to want this part here, this assignment. If you're ever going to, if anything you call, like say sleep 4, if you want to call this thread sleep 4, you can just in the parentheses you can just put 5s and it will go to sleep for 5 seconds, 5 minutes. It's got these are great. When implementing the thread Pomodoro, see if you can use the stood chrono high resolution timer to make sure that you tick for 1 second, because maybe my callback's really crap and it takes 400 milliseconds, and if you don't count how long I take, you might end up sleeping for too long and it's going to look all weird. So, or just don't, because I haven't actually implemented the delay to make sure you did it correctly. But we will in the future. Alright, so with that in mind, we begin. There's your resources. Get going.
Would you recommend C-Line or Qt Creator?
Honestly,
We're not using the designer.
so when I was working on it, after I distracted it away, I used Kflow, to be honest.
So I can't be bothered to download it.
I don't. It's terrible. You should you like. It
Well,
shouldn't. You shouldn't.
I suspect most people will be using C-Line sort of.
Yeah, I abstracted away the Qt GUI part.
Oh, I'm not.
There's a readme on the repository with instructions.
I'm going to see if I can race through it.
Yeah.
Hopefully help people.
So there's one thing I should mention, when you come to building, don't try to build every target, because they're not going to work if you haven't implemented the code. So for example, if you want to start with the simple challenge, when you tell your IDE to build it, just build the simple one, don't make it build all of them. If you're not sure how to do that, then just come and ask me or Tristan, we'll show you what to click. But basically the repo contains 3 projects. One of them is a completely implemented version you can build and run just to see what it's meant to look like and see that it works. The second is a simple one, which is not implemented, you have to do that. And the third one is the threaded one, which is also not implemented, you have to do it. But because there's 2 that aren't implemented, if you try to build everything, it's going to fail.
Sorry, Ollie, just a quick question. When we're setting up the Qt components, which version of MinGW?
Let me show you. So you don't want to go down.
Okay.
You are it's going to be bad. So uncheck everything at once.
Okay.
So uncheck all 4 of them. Uncheck them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go up to 5.10.1.
5.10.1.
Drill down into it.
Down.
Uncheck it.
Uncheck it.
Here.
Yeah.
And then are you going to do C-Line?
I'm going to do Visual Studio.
Okay, then get MSPC 2017 64-bit.
I'm using community version.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
2017. Are you 15 or 17?
I'm 13. Community version is 13. Yeah, so I'm using that.
Visual Studio 2017 community example.
Yeah. I had the one, I put the version before that.
Problem is, do you know if VS 2013 supports C++ 14? Doesn't, does it?
Sorry, say again.
He's on Visual Studio
Oh,
13, no, I wouldn't
No.
recommend it.
Okay.
It didn't even understand shared pointers.
Really?
Yes.
Still,
Yeah,
The
there is
version I
version
have
based on
on-
13, I recommend that.
yeah. I did update a few days ago. It asked me to update, and it kind of updated all the versions up to 2015.
Should I go to Visual Studio?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's just see what we've got. Oh, it's 20. Okay, never mind. I see there's 2013. Yeah, you have to. If you go to Microsoft's website, you've done in 2017.
Okay.
They treat it all as separate versions.
Right,
So they
right,
don't, they
right,
don't
right,
force you
right,
to the
right.
latest one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recommend C Lion. So if you go back to Qt,
Mhm.
2013 is not going to work.
Yeah.
Uncheck that one.
Mhm.
Grab this one.
Yeah. And it's just that.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Okay. Cool.
Nothing else to show.
No.
Okay, just click through that.
Only
Yeah.
in C-Lion, getting this, I have the Qt Creator.
You don't. You have Qt Creator, but you have Qt. You're on Linux, right?
Yeah.
Qt Creator is just the IDE.
So what do I need to do?
You want your Ubuntu?
Yeah.
Search. You do an apt cache search for Qt. See what it's got. Now it's dash cache. I don't think you need sudo to apt cache search.
Apt cache search.
Qt. Very sure. Yes. Let me do a Google search for Ubuntu. Does anyone else having problems installing Qt?
Mine is still going, the link is slow.
Ah, okay.
Problems getting C-lined.
Installing Qt5 on Ubuntu. Here we go. There's an RPM for it. Oh no.
No, it'll be in the repository, be Qt5
Yeah, this is
developed.
quite source. Yes, you should be able to apt-get install Qt5-Devil.
Qt5 does
Devel.
Yeah, it's in development.
apt install Qt5 dev, yes?
Devel. Yeah. Or not. It's not promising. Try Qt5-default. That's promising.
I did it by going wget http download Qt official. That's what I use. Still ongoing.
That is big.
Yes.
So that's done. So let's see.
Qt base 5-dev is what you want to install from. That would be the headers.
Qt5
Qt base 5-dev.
Qt base
5
5.
dev.
Yeah.
It's already done it. Sweet. Okay, should be good.
Should I drop this huge installation and go for that one?
It's up to you.
Because it's gonna take 6 more minutes.
Entirely up to you. What you want?
I mean,
What?
the simplest possible.
No.
The fastest.
What Linux distribution? You
Oh,
want?
it's Ubuntu with no me.
Okay. If it's the latest one, yeah, give it a shot. Yeah, the first thing I'd recommend doing before you try to work on it is make sure you can build the solved version. If that compiles, then you know that you can start working correctly.
What distro are you running? Zorin?
Sorry?
It says Zorient Destroy.
This one, no, it's Punto.
Oh, it's a.
So I've got two targets. I've got the regular one and I've got autogen.
What? No, you got, so you got, oh, ignore, I don't know what the heck autogen is. Just go with the regular name ones.
Well, it doesn't.
Oh, I think I do know what I know what autogen is, yes, that's some weird stuff CMake does.
Oh, to do with mock.
No, yeah, mock and the UI generator. You can ignore, you should be able to ignore that.
Having still this.
So yeah, if you see autogen targets, ignore the autogen targets, yes.
I mean, my Qt directory is in C.
You haven't installed. No, you didn't install Qt. You installed the IDE. You didn't actually install Qt itself.
Oh.
So rerun. You did at least install something, right? Is that? Yeah. Okay. So go to your start menu. Go to the Qt bit. Yeah. Go to Q. Yeah. Up too far. Click on uninstall. Hopefully it will instead of uninstall. Click next. That's promising. You didn't need to do that. You can just get it while we carry on. Yeah, just quick. If you're on Windows, you don't have to log into anything. There's a skip button. Don't worry about registering. Yeah, there we go. Add or remove components. Go.
Thanks.
Ollie?
Yeah.
I'm stuck, sorry.
No problem. What's up?
So I opened this Commodore Timer, yeah.
Are you able to build? Where's the list of targets?
Yeah, so you see, that's... Normally I'm able to do any of this, yes?
Yeah.
But for the reason, here is one like this. Canada. I can open it in Qt, that will make it faster, easier.
Qt doesn't execute. No, it's because it can't.
But that was from the last one.
Yeah.
I thought it would rerun. Press here on the rerun.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
So ignore that autogen crap. Try and build solved, Commodore solved.
This one, yes?
Yeah. If that builds, then at least you know
can't.
it. No, you can't run it. You should be able to build it. Well, I don't know why it's too silly to figure that out. Cool, it builds. Sweet.
So what's next step? What do I have to do now?
Why is it too silly to figure out how to run it? We have to define it yourself. This is such a pain.
It is always.
Oh yeah, so it's not that stupid, is it? Yeah, it works. Your scaling, UI scaling, is it? Oh, Christ. Well, if I just do that, and we do that.
Cool.
So, my experience of Qt has been mixed thus far. So that form I drew out on Windows, and then I ran it in my Linux, and the scaling was off. You've now run it on your Linux, and the scaling's off again.
But
So
let's be honest. You're not GUI guy. It's
No,
not
it's
your
not.
strong side.
No, it's not. Well, I've done UIs in Windows, but I was expecting from a cross-platform library that could handle stuff like scaling, on scaling.
So, which version should we install?
Yeah, let me show you. So what you need to do is you can do this in C line.
Yes.
So you want the new W5.3.
Should I show you the
Yeah, and then that's it.
That's it.
Oh, wow.
Just carry on.
I'm sure that's quite going to
I love that.
Yeah. It's unique.
I mean, no, there are people who are talented in UI, yeah, like they're very skillful and very poetic. And none of this.
No, I just expected more from it.
I see your camera.
It's designed to be cross-platform. You should figure out, scaling. Clearly not, though. So.
That's the reason that multi-platform is it's so difficult. That people don't like to do for more than one platform.
Well, that's the thing. I think I could probably save myself the time if I just did the native one in KDE, do the native one in Windows, and the back end could just be abstracted.
You can skip on that.
Oh, can I skip?
You're using a steady clock, system clock.
So I actually use high
Ideally,
resolution
yes.
clock, because why not? But obviously don't use system clock.
Why not?
Once someone changes the time, it's going to screw up.
That's useful for us.
Yeah.
Better go and get a cup of coffee in the meantime.
Is anyone having any trouble getting the build to work? Just shout if you need help.
So what is the concept behind this? Just to learn how to thread and run it based on timers?
Yeah, so the idea is there's an interface build. So the task is obviously how
some of the
to
libraries.
taking space, take
C line, you
specification,
don't find
and then make something, make your own real implementation for it.
Yeah.
Then the second part of it is building on that so that you can sort of try and tackle something a little bit harder and actually do the multi-threading piece.
Does
So
the concept of executors exist in CPP? So you have thread pool, you pass task, it does have it.
yeah,
Standard.
you could use like a student sync, something like that.
Okay.
There's millions of ways to do multi-threading one. The sort of most basic way is to just use to thread. I think.
So do we have to implement the time formatter as well?
Yes. So actually, so if you look at the README, you don't have to implement time formatter technically.
Yeah, I'm not getting any.
So you don't have to, per the README though, you're encouraged to do so. I intend to build on this and do something with it in future. Also, you'll obviously, if you consume your own interface implementation, that's kind of like, or make your simple class take the interface that you for your implementation. You don't have to though, if it feels too complicated for you, just stick to doing the simple one. Obviously, there's a solutions branch as well, and there's also stuff in do not read because the code that runs the simple implementation is actually just wrapped by my own threaded implementation. So if you do go and look at the do not read folder, you're just cheating. You're not going to learn them. You might learn something on that.
Oh, right. It just clicked. I was expecting you to save the start time as a time point. I was going, well, why is he using UN32? But you've actually got a decrement clock.
Yes, we don't actually care about that particular aspect. So I've just got up the CPP reference for lambdas here, if anyone who's interested. Let's explain some of the more detailed syntax and captures. So, for example here, if you have a variable named A, you want to capture it, you'll capture A by copy and B is just by reference. This works obviously only when you're in the context of the class function. The function you capture this. This is automatically capturing everything by reference. This is everything automatically by copy. Obviously that's nothing at all. And let's say use a very yes. This is explaining the rules on what can actually be used without capturing. Interesting. C plus 20, so you're not going to use that. Yeah, so it specifies after the parentheses, you can put a couple of them. This one won't work for 14, but mutable works. If you don't use mutable, anything to capture is const. So you may find you want that if you tackle the threaded one. This is all fancy stuff. You can write exception specifications, attributes, and trading returns on it, all that sort of stuff. Is there any nice examples of using that?
Which one should we run? The full college one? From where should we open to run here?
Yeah, it's if you scroll up.
Yeah, that's it from the
Yeah,
timer master. Yeah, that's it from the top. Okay.
Would I need to edit the CMake file?
No, check. You do not need to touch the build system at all.
Alright.
Unless you're doing something really weird, but you should be fine.
I think you got the same thing as
me. You.
Yeah, which basically I had to install Qt5 default.
So there's a nice example here of how to use std function with a lambda.
apt-get installing Qt5
So if anyone's curious, they have a std function
lowercase
takes an int and returns a
default.
They named it func2. And we make this bigger because this is not very good, is it? Right. So this is their lambda. It doesn't capture anything. It takes one argument and then in return adds 4 to it and returns it.
You can do
So
that.
here again, so obviously what's going to happen? It's going to call the lambda with 6, so it would be 6 plus 4. So obviously it's going to return 10.
And you see, without the verification, it wouldn't go. I mean, if you install without the verification, it will crash your system. So for that reason, there's something messed up somewhere on the system.
Okay.
I'm not sure it works. Because when I had that, I really
Because I'm brooding right now.
no, if you have, let's say, the repository without the keys, the private keys, then they don't verify, they break the system. So you have, at least that's what last time I had something like that.
How do you remedy it?
And you have, if that was the case, if this is what I said, in that case you have to have basically add the keys to the repository. But I don't know what you did.
Okay, no, I just installed it from the URL.
So these are the sorts of talking
Install
about.
from URL.
Where it's
Now
now
how to run it.
seconds, microseconds, nanoseconds. And then if you want to
It's
use
just something I
those,
installed GG. Up to here was okay because I started to run it.
But did you add any repository?
Sorry?
Did you add any repository?
No,
to
no,
it?
no.
No, I'm not sure.
That's okay.
Yeah, here's a nice example. So if you use chronoliterals, then you can just put 30 seconds minutes. It's a language syntax feature, this operator. Yes. You can actually make your own C++. You have to use an underscore, and the standard libraries allow to omit the underscore. Which I found was actually enforced by the compiler. Try to do that, Tristan.
Sorry, what?
So you know these operators, string literal operators that convert them
Yeah.
to something else. So you as a user can make your own, but you have to put
Yes,
an
underscore. Yeah.
And I found the compiler actually does not let you do it otherwise. So it's the standard library.
Yeah, I thought it was a warning thing, but yeah.
When I last tried it, maybe it was in the GCC. I know that one of IMGC.
Definitely Barks.
No, not definitely Barks, but physically won't let you.
All right.
Sorry, can you actually go a bit of properly? Yeah, we're going with all the sources.
You know, we're in trouble building.
Yeah.
Alright, how far have you got? Oh, you're just waiting.
But I mean, I
Now.
have to install these sets.
You see, I have that in your project directly, and you doesn't have it.
Wait, where did you install Qt to?
See.
You just left it default location, right? That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so where is this at? Experience, isn't it? So going to. No, I didn't do it. I didn't push down fix for Windows. 1 second.
Oh,
1 second. Let me fix that. Where are we at? Not to worry. Not to worry.
Don't pop up with a window or anything when the time stops.
Yeah, pops up a window and someone's screen.
This is your sold one.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, just tab 0.
Oh, it doesn't. I was expecting. Okay, good. Well, good.
I'm going to keep building on this.
Yeah. I was.
Right,
I was
bear with
thinking
me,
I
I'm
did
just
something
pushing
wrong.
it on. So list on. Okay, saved.
While everyone's here, can I just ask you a quick question about the room?
Sorry.
Did we get a small room today because people didn't sign up for the Skills Matters website?
Partly, yeah. I mean, the thing is, if people sign up, then these guys upstairs, they get funding. Right? If people don't, they got, written by pen. That means they didn't expect these people to turn up, and that means on their books it's less turnout. So we get them less priority. So that's the reason it's so important for everybody to sign up, because these guys say, oh, it's very active group, we like you, we'll give you the bigger room. If there will be just me, Tristan and Ollie, yeah, then they will say, you know guys, find yourself a different house.
Okay,
So,
it's pushed. If you
I've
grab
not-
the
I've
link,
not done
update
that
your
workshop.
Git,
Uh-huh.
pull through Git, and then you can
About
Good.
And I mean,
Because he was
I'm
telling
not
me he uses
developer.
Windows 7 and
Same here, I'm not a developer.
just send out an interest.
just to
I
get
mean, we
Is that
teach.
fine? Is that all right?
Yeah.
So I think maybe
Okay, this group is for people who want to learn C++, yes? We're trying to do like cover the C++, at some point we'll start going the more basic, sometimes we'll go, you know, depending on what people will tell us they want to cover.
Change directory to the
If they want very experienced subject, we'll cover very
change to where
experienced.
I-
If they want very basic, we'll
change to
cover.
I'm definitely
But we need to hear from you. Yes? If you say, Tom, this class was too difficult, that means we will try next classes to be less difficult. We can't cater for very specific people, yes, like, you know, we're trying to, so if I've got 10 people, 8 will tell me class was spot on, we'll keep the level. If 7 will tell me it was too difficult, we'll lower the you know, the level. If 9 will tell me Tom was too easy, we'll increase, yeah? So your voice counts.
It's just, you know, obviously, so I don't turn up and
Try again.
everyone's really advanced and I'm
Try again.
Well, what we will do,
Well, I have
the more we have the information about people, yes, and they share with us, the more we can cater for that. If we say we have
But
5
that
people
doesn't work.
very experienced, 5
Especially-
people not experienced, we might split the class in half.
How did you install
Let's say some people
Well,
will sit here
I
with the more
installed
advanced
the
stuff,
full-fledged
some people
version.
will do less advanced stuff, or 1 week is more advanced, there are lots of different ways. But we need to know what
When
we
I-
want.
Where it installs
Sure,
it.
yeah,
I
I just,
thought it might be easier if you just get it.
I didn't know what the expectation was.
Yeah, don't worry, it's perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
That's
It
good to
was
know.
a
Because
Ubuntu
you know, obviously, I like to learn. Is this something that
No,
every week?
no, I mean,
Yeah,
you literally
every week,
install it through
every week.
through
We do the weekly classes, so this is 16th week.
I did that, but there was a problem with
Yeah,
it.
so we done 15 weeks
This
before.
was the problem, we
And we
tried
And we keep
that.
going, yes, as long as there's interest.
Default, so it goes there, and it says,
So yeah.
yeah.
He got unverified, and maybe he
Yeah.
does that, he will push the system from experience.
Yes.
The Ubuntu will don't like
So I
that.
can't continue anymore.
Morning, if I patch this club authenticator, libqt5 tracks the system, that's really consequential, go for
And
it.
see, I did, but it just goes.
Oh, you're out of date. Okay, we'll try and different.
Update?
Sucks. Sucks. I'm going to make a random guess. How do I go up on the, how do I go to the root of this? You know,
Oh, you just go unroot right
nothing. Where did this install itself to?
When it ran it didn't tell me, I can actually run it again.
Is it? Next.
Oh, it's where it is. Okay, my home. Yeah.
You're already in. You're already
Okay,
in.
yeah.
Tap, is it?
No, it didn't work.
Let's look in the GUI. It's going to be quicker.
It doesn't have any Qt. It didn't install properly. If it says just
What's it doing?
Yeah. Well, I've got compilers at the moment, so I'm going to try and try this. So, it's creating a timey thing. I mean, it's got this skill project's clone so I'm kind of going to harvest I think it would be a game. Right now it's some sort of time.
Yep, thank you.
All good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not really simple as
Do we have any comments from? Actually, YouTube doesn't offer commenting, does it?
No, it does.
It does?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a chat thing.
Anyone's watching at home.
Yeah. No, there is no questions there. Yes.
If we see a living business, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, cool. Yeah, we need to see that.
Yeah, so the idea is ideally we have to do read.
You can open the. You can open the.
Properties.
I would go to the.
You have QT fund. Yeah.
Go to the on the terminal.
Ah,
Okay, good.
There's sort of solution.
I'll go to the terminal and I'll copy from there. I'll copy from the terminal. That's correct.
Okay. And then we run this.
No, I mean, just on the exception, use that.
Sorry, the E.
Yeah.
Keys gone.
Alright. Install that. Hopefully that'll fix everything. Such a pain. Just say yes. Oh, it's going to fail, isn't it? Try it then. Yeah, something's wrong with your repositories.
I need to. I need to reinstall them.
Yeah, I think you're
I've gone
a bit beyond. Maybe you can work with Tom then.
Okay, I'll
Most of that's done. I'm doing the things I don't do.
I've done the first bit.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's good. It's good.
Oh,
it's good.
alright,
It's just,
alright.
you know what it is? Is Visual Studio 2017.
It's
I'm going to be here a while.
Nice.
It's
scratch
still-
out what
it's
we
still-
should do is
Okay.
So,
start TXT
Yeah.
file.
Where do I find iThreaded Kanban interface?
Let me just.
So you
They're all in
you
icon.
already what?
So it's going to interface icon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's here. It's that ready.
Oh, so it is. Right at the bottom.
Read me. At least I can do the read me here. First lesson, is that the one? No.
No.
Commodore time, yeah. Read me then.
CPP London. Oh, that's the namespace. That's why I couldn't find it. So threaded Commodore.h. The namespace should be CPP London Uni.
Simple one to complete this, you need to implement the flash box.
When I say just
Time performance.
because I mean, I did just
We need to have another class called time performance, which is definitely a virtual.
But that will be a separate thing later, yes? So it
Yeah,
shouldn't be
yeah,
this.
yeah. For this one, you need to create.
So there was already a class Simpler Pomodoro.
Yeah,
Which
well, you killed the default constructor.
Yeah.
Oh, you set it as default.
yeah, I mean if we do this,
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
this one says base class does not have
Okay.
default constructor.
Okay.
So that's the reason I created this one.
Yeah. So we have iSimple countdown already there, so you just inherited from that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do we do next?
Okay.
Format time.
Yes, interface only for the sensors that behave. Okay, so this class is simple Pomodoro, right? It should have a function that has, I don't know, a thread that counts. Right, so let's see what this thread CPP Pomodoro gives us. We can see what it can get from that.
Something.
Okay, so we have to write that.
Let's make it bigger for you so you can.
Why? You actually must be I think it's completely
What I am careful is that what class should do this.
Yeah.
Because it should explain to the spec, okay, right, this class that does this, does that.
Christian,
Yeah.
we don't know what to do.
I'm
Because there is no spec say, okay, this class
Yes,
is supposed to do this.
so there is actually in iPomodoro.h. This one.
What is it?
So it does tell you what
Okay.
you should do, but I had to work
Just, I'm
out
going to
what
come and
it
bother you.
Okay.
I'm going to come
Let's
and bother
open
you
it
because I'm just
bigger
going to be
text
school.
I'll open it.
Visual Studio 2017.
Oh God, you do that?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So-
It's probably quicker for them.
I've got Sea Lion, but it's run out, so I'm going to have to wait for the license. So that's all good.
That's all right. What can I do for you?
So
formats the time into string.
you've got it working, I'm assuming.
I'll put the simple one.
Yeah. So how does it look? How's it running?
How does it look when it's running? Well, you can find that.
Okay.
So we play that.
So this
And
class
this
that
will bring the time out.
Yeah.
has to implement this format time, right? We need to implement the body of this.
So basically,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
we'll put in simple Pomodoro H.
Yeah.
So for anyone
And
who's
as
waiting
as
for
a method.
anything,
Cool.
It's pretty simple.
there's
That's a
anything
solved
that you
one,
just
right?
That's the solved one.
So
The idea is that you make
in the meantime about
Okay.
C++, feel free to ask.
So this is one simple one.
Helpful CPP reference, I mean, probably just about wing it.
Yeah, virtual.
Counts down.
It just counts down.
But it's not virtual
I
anymore
think-
because you're in
Yeah.
the
It's more of a
Yeah.
suggestion.
So you just put two brackets.
Make it.
I think
That's
we have
Pomodoro.
to use the before we come.
This is just really simple.
We go in
What would be
there
useful and force people to use
and we have to
language.
find a way
So
to find this.
Send the prerequisites.
coming back to what
Minutes
we
and
skills
seconds
knowledge.
as a primary
Two.
in terms of
Standard string,
Is
so
it
we
the-
return that
You get what I mean?
standard.
So if you don't,
So
if
okay,
you don't
let's
use
go
those
to
use
the
the
CPP.
language.
I'll open,
Yeah.
okay, you go,
didn't-
I'll open the
simple one at all.
information. I'll have a look at it.
What
Are we able to send out
So I
like,
don't-
dependencies and stuff using skills?
So I'm in the same boat as you guys.
So his suggestion is that if they
So
got
that's reassuring. So this is actually my
prerequisites via
implementation.
skills
There's not
map,
actually
they
that much
probably
code.
knows it
We'll probably
better.
done.
Yeah. I think we can. If I know what to send, I send
but
the
what I mean
update
is it's not
about
actually
the today's, you know, the short text, and I updated the page.
Okay,
I don't want
So
you
if
to
I
say
send them,
No, no, no,
I think
no.
there will be
Yeah.
update, so those
fair
links,
enough.
whatever, I think that it will
But
be
yeah,
there.
that's really amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, next time.
And you know what? It's my laptop as well.
It's just that someone like me, I didn't realize I should.
Yes.
should-
Yeah.
Let's see if there's
No.
anything that can help.
Because the,
From
I mean, the
format.
internet's usually pretty fast.
Yeah, but it's
Is this
still
bit
60,
into strings?
50 gigs fast is always going to be. It's always going to be a bit of time.
You can use
Yeah.
two string.
Because it's 2017.
Or if you use
uh,
string
okay.
string. Yeah.
So
I've got
if
that
we
one, the
get-
whole thing, and then I've
if
got.
we get-
Oh, okay. It's awesome.
Also, it's right. if
this
we
includes
get
string.
yeah, so if we get minute includes string. Okay, then
Yeah, I'll need to
so
see
you're
that as well.
returning the string. So okay, so we have two integers here, uint 32t and okay. So if there is a way to construct a string, right, we can actually add them. Yeah.
And then
Let's say min, yeah, mins or min, so that we min, string min, and then
equal
do stud, yeah, stud string. And you have to wrap it the construct.
No, I
Two
have to download
strings,
because I.
stud
so
string
if
from
what you
an-
want to be means?
No, just
and it's
you
download
call that
27
min, right?
first.
And then
Before I can
here
download
Okay, so-
the
so
you
yeah.
you
I'll
just
lift that there.
stud.
Let Visual Studio
Actually, you can
download
use
then finish this.
Yeah.
type in using namespace std, so
Well,
we
see, like
don't need
my,
to
um,
type stud string all the time.
License
If you go
run-
here,
30 days run out.
up here and type in
Yeah, I know,
using
but yes,
namespace
email.
std, it's a lot easier. You don't need to
Don't worry,
just type
I'm
it.
okay with that.
Okay.
Because then we know.
You can use using namespace STD. It's generally frowned upon these days. This
Yeah.
is something we don't really want to do. But
Here.
Um,
I'm overclass C++ Steve.
usually what is considered alright is you can explicitly pick out
Yeah.
pieces you want from
Yeah.
the
Okay.
namespace. Also, if you don't want to use two string, you can just use a string. It has operator overloads for integers and
Yeah.
it'll string fine.
Sure. So this is now we have to we can actually add these to plot with a colon big and formatting. So we could say if there is a plus operation, so
you
we
mean-
could we just could we say return here we return and then we get
Mean.
main plus and then something in between a colon. So it's nicer. You have to have a colon there, yeah.
I mean like this with the.
A colon, yeah. So
with
it's
the question
minutes
mark.
and second. Yeah, something like that. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we can actually test this, right? But we're still having problem with that because
Doesn't
we
have
don't
default
have a default
constructor.
constructor. So
So
we
should
need
we
to.
put
Sorry,
like a
yeah.
like a
So, yeah, just a default
simple
constructor.
Pomodoro
to
Yeah.
make my reference because the thing
Like this?
Yeah, so it has default.
Okay.
Okay, so if we is it building well?
Make it a simple
Not
one.
It's like
Excellent.
what happens if you just do a simple.
That's Pomodoro Solved, and this one is Pomodoro Simple.
Yeah.
So I just check.
Well, actually, what I tried to do
But
was just
Didn't
recommend
like something.
the start time, but you
Oh,
made
good.
it const. To stop you doing that, you have to use
abstract
another.
plus
And so you actually have to increment your store time.
format time.
Or initialize your
Returns to
yeah, or
string.
initialize your own mutable
This is
variable.
public. So if it's
Anyway, invoke processes. Just have to do.
It doesn't need virtual. You don't need virtual.
Yeah, it can be overridden, so we can do that.
You can. So the new C++ feature is that you can mark it as override.
Override, yeah, like
Which is the
like
same.
annotation will
It's the
tell you
same
that,
feature,
yeah,
yeah. You can
like
otherwise
Java
just-
annotation override. But that is in at the end of the function description, right?
It's actually
It's a keyword.
it's a contextual keyword as well.
Okay.
You can name the variable override.
Okay.
If we just return minutes, just for the test, yeah? Will that still
Well,
do?
because no, it's want you to return. Yeah, it still is invalid. Okay. Expression of abstract class type, blah blah blah. Return unique PTR. Okay, so
I
we
think they
are getting a stud string, which is minute and second. We want to return this stud string, right? But do we need to convert it back to stud string and return it? Or
So
is-
you're implementing. So format time
Yeah.
is part of a different interface. That's
Oh, I thought it wasn't under iSimple counter. What do we have under iSimple counter? Let's go there and see what maybe.
You can bring up side by side. It might make
Yeah.
life easier.
How do you do that?
I think
I
you
can
go view.
open it in my gedit at least, and we can have a look at it. Okay. iSimple counter as a virtual bool is complete. Current count decline. Okay, so we have a few methods. It's exactly like IntelliJ, so you have to, if you minimize this, then you can drag the window out
No, there's a way to open left and right.
side by side.
I think you're right.
You have to go to window then. Somehow when you drag this window, it's gonna be outside this frame.
Tool windows? At the view there was a tool
It's
window.
not easy in Visual Studio, you just drag and drop. Stick it there. Okay, here we go, got it.
Split.
No, this is the wrong way to do it, I want it the other way. But we're there, we're nearly there, so.
It's split it horizontally
There we
and
go.
vertically.
Now you can do your import.
Okay.
See
Right,
both.
you can see what it is. Okay, I have actually a simple countdown. How many virtual network we've got blocked is complete. So that's not what we have to implement essentially. So it's complete countdown, right? So that's the constructor. So we need to implement this.
This one.
It's already got a constructor, so that's okay.
But it's here, it doesn't say it does. Yeah, so
Yeah, well, it doesn't have it.
Look.
So what we need to do is to have a constructor in which called our base constructor. Just
So
the
if you look,
constructor
I've
object,
actually commented all these, telling
Yeah.
you roughly what exactly the contract on it.
Because
This
you need
constructor
to, yeah.
is provided in the base for your convenience. Your implementation should expose it via using statement or otherwise
Yeah.
be wrapped as appropriate by your implementation.
As in you can define your own constructor.
Yeah. In the implementation class, that's where you have to do. Okay, so we need to actually create a constructor which takes two, and then two parameters, and then we initiate that.
Two parameters.
Sorry?
Why would you need two parameters?
One.
Oh, it's one. Sorry, I'm
One.
blind. It's too small for me. Yeah.
Const, uni, int,
Int, yeah. Can actually copy that.
32,
Copy and paste that.
t,
Start.
doesn't like that. Start.
We need to include.
Yeah,
If you
what's,
copy and paste it.
yeah, does that include?
Functional string.
What do we need to include that you need 32t to
You
be?
int 32.
CSTD. So you stood in.
This is it. Thanks.
Yeah.
What are you, how come you're missing that?
No,
In
we
here?
just did have C student.
No, you don't need it though. Because look, you're including
You're
iCodora,
including
which
the
includes
dot H here,
CSTD.
but it maybe
You
you
see?
mistyped it. Copy and paste it. It's too
Can't-
tiny.
No, he doesn't need to. If this includes this, which he
Yeah.
does,
No,
he
I'm
doesn't need
talking
to.
about this type. Maybe type has gone red because maybe it's mistyped. I can't see it. It's too
yeah, no,
tiny
it's,
for
yeah, I can see. You misspelt it. You put
Yeah.
const unit rather than
Yeah.
unit.
That's better. I can see.
You don't need to include string either. Because everything's
It
included.
comes from-
yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah.
get it all for free.
Okay.
So to solve this, the simple one, you will need to include some extra stuff. But I would recommend doing
Start
implementation header CPP
Okay, you're
file.
still
better.
gone red here.
Oh, you're
Still
not actually
gone red
bothering the
here.
CPP.
It doesn't have a default constructor.
No, you need to call the base constructor.
Base constructor here inside this, or from the
Initialization.
initialization list. Yeah.
Correct.
That will be start.
No, the constructor name, which is
Start time. So this not to start time.
that's method. So if you
also doesn't like it. Not much constructor.
No much in constructor for that. What is? Oh, it's simple countdown. Sorry, my bad.
So here, yes?
Yeah.
So
It's the constructor of base class. Sorry, can you talk it? I'm not. Yeah. It actually runs that for you. Now we have no here. Just build and see what's going on.
Okay, and they don't like this.
Yeah, because we don't have such a method to override. So in case, as Oli said, if we actually type override in front of each of the virtual method, it will tell us that okay,
It still doesn't.
no, you haven't implemented the methods yet. So what we could do is just say, I think you could. Is there any shortcut? Say implement method and just gives you the body. All methods that have to be implemented from the virtual base class.
They're all pure virtual, so you have to implement all.
I know, but what I'm saying is at least it gives you the empty body of that.
Yeah, I think so.
You
Because
can type an empty body.
I know, but what I'm saying, IntelliJ, when I use Java,
Oh,
I just say it's a generate code, and then it just pushes the skeleton of
Yeah, I
empty.
I actually don't know. I don't really use C language.
Okay, so if we go see if we can code generate, see what it says. Does it have anything called
If
generate?
anyone's curious about Stood Fred, hopefully there should be a nice example down here using it.
Okay,
Yeah, so
copy.
here we have a function. It's not even a lambda, as you can see.
So look at the first one.
Yeah, copy.
And you can construct a thread with a function, and then this is
Lovely.
passed as an argument to F1, so F1
And
there
then
plus
we
1
could
is
actually
argument.
give it a body. We give it a body,
Yeah.
so it will find. Each and every one has to have a body.
This
That's
is an
how to
example of
implement
possible
the
output.
Yeah.
It's
skeleton.
possible
So if we
because
copy
obviously
the next
in a
one,
multi-threaded environment, you don't know
we
what
give it a
order
body later
any
on,
of
but we
those
have to
commands
return
Yeah.
It's on the OS
false or
CPU.
is complete.
So
So
you need this one.
yeah. This is complete, just for us to query if the thread has done its job or not. Because we have to have a flag there that we set, and this
Yeah,
is
apparently.
complete returns that flag telling us, okay, this
Might
is
be
done.
needed for, crappy Windows laptops or something.
Yeah.
Okay, that's void, but I think it's going to give us a compilation problem because we need to return a bool. For now, just return false, just to make it to be quiet. Not here in these complete because that. So, get current count is a method that has to get the. Okay, let's see if we get the skeleton.
Oh,
String. And destructor.
You've got if you've got a virtual destructor in virtual base class, you don't need to have a destructor
well, so-
for your class because it will.
A class always has a destructor, right? It's implicitly generated.
Yeah.
I just added a virtual base destructor to make sure that if someone tries compiling this with a debugger, it won't say, oh, you're leaking memory.
Okay.
You don't need to care about the virtual base destructor.
Okay, so now we'll see
What is it saying?
It doesn't make it still.
Okay. What is it saying?
Invalid new expression of abstract class. Pomodoro. Same thing.
Oh, that's a.
Let me see. Don't look too deep into the code.
Don't worry, I didn't even understand anything from there.
So you're calling iSimple countdowns constructor.
Yeah.
It
And then we're trying to override the methods, virtual methods, to just get it to compile.
Oh, you still aren't implementing all of the overloads.
Yeah.
Oh, there is more? Oh, shit. So there is a lot more of those.
So there's.
How many is that?
1, 2, 3. That's a separate class. Go up. Don't know if I've already counted anything to care about. So you've got format current time, yes. Have you got, can't go up in the other window, so you've got, is complete.
Decrement
yes.
is there,
is
is
current.
complete,
Is it
Current
complete?
count.
No, you've made them, so the one you've made, you've got two wrong, and you can tell they're wrong because they're a funny colour.
Yeah,
You mean this?
these two.
The declarations are wrong.
These two.
They've got, you spelled them correctly, but you're missing something.
The cons.
Uh,
With the cons. Yeah, that's it. That's right.
and this
Another
one.
one. This is also cons. Yeah.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
correct. Sorry, didn't
Yeah.
notice that.
So you can use, these are usable if the
This
class,
is
the instances.
too small a font for me. I
I'm not sure how to make it. I'm sorry.
No, that's
Try-
right.
try, try
I need
Control
glasses,
Shift plus.
not your fault.
Control Shift plus.
No. Oh, oh. If you go to view,
Yeah, when to view, there is nothing cool in this.
Okay, try it.
Quick definition,
It's
quick
built
you can
parameter.
probably do it from the settings. If you go to settings, you can do it. I don't know. I don't know.
Settings.
Control S.
Settings.
Control OS is settings.
Settings. Then you can go and
Editor.
type in
Get
editor.
editor.
Yeah. Type in editor. Just type. It will
Editor.
find it. Yeah.
Yes.
It will find it. Yeah.
Editor.
And then font. And then you could increase that.
Is it this one size?
Yeah.
Yes. 30.
That's more. It's great. Now we can see it.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
So now we
Now
could-
let's build and see if it's
Yes.
more promising.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Um,
So actually, this is just return false. We need a flag to indicate that what if the thread has done its job. So we could have this flag here. We can set flag complete a private flag already.
So this one, for this class, there's no threading to worry about.
Oh, isn't
No, no,
okay.
it's the
So I
same.
thought this is complete was for just indicating.
So
that
the
job
threading's
is
taken,
done.
the threading's taken care of for you. So if you, I would just read the comments. They tell you what's expected of you.
Oh, okay.
So-
Let's read. That helps.
So it's complete. It's complete. It should return true when we are finished counting down. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it should return false.
Okay, so yeah, okay. So the countdown somehow has to be indicated by having a variable, and then when it countdown is finished, you set the command. Am I right?
So you might find it easier to first think about implementing current count and decrement.
Okay.
Make that, I was just making those work, and then it's complete.
Should
might make it
return the
easier.
member of the seconds remaining.
Current count.
Number of the seconds remaining.
count. So
So we have okay.
return.
Number of the seconds remaining. So we have to find a way to calculate the number of the seconds. So because I guess there is something that this you said chrono, right?
So
Chrono
what
is a counter, right?
So if you don't need to worry about chrono, so, unless you do the threaded one. So for this
Okay.
one, when you get constructed,
Yeah.
you get the start time is a number of seconds, where you count down from.
Oh, we count down from.
Yeah. So if I construct this class with 100,
Yeah.
we're going to count down from 100.
Oh, will we count down or?
You won't need to do it. No, I will. You will get call every time I want to count
Oh,
you down.
oh, there is okay something
I
that
call
calls
yes,
us.
I
yeah.
call decrement.
Okay.
And then
okay.
you'll count
okay.
to 99.
Sure. So there is actually a. We go to.
You mean the start time?
No, we have to find somehow. We have to find the value that's getting decremented. So if you put start time, for instance, 100, right? If it's 100, so what current count is supposed to do is to return the remaining. So for instance, you need to have a member variable called start time. You need to get it because this your code will just decrease this member variable for us.
I will call decrement each time I
Yeah.
want you to decrease.
Okay, so decrement has to return this current value of start time.
So decrement won't return anything. Decrement will decrement by 1, and then obviously if I call decrement. Then
Oh,
current
okay.
count.
No, current count has to return the value of,
Yeah. So if I
this.
call, so if I call decrement
Yeah.
then current count. It should
So
be
start time is the value that we have to return. Yeah. So we have to somehow have it say or get start time. I don't know if we need to have
Can we just return start time?
because we don't have start time here. So we have to see if start time is in our base class or not.
Oh, okay.
Let's see
No,
if
it's
we
fine.
have
Yeah,
start time
yeah,
or
yeah.
display.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. Okay, so this is protected, so that means we have access to it.
But it's const.
Yeah, it's const, but we just have to return whatever it is. But
Well, no, because if I decrement by 1, current count should be 1 less. If you return that every time, it's const. You can decrement's going to do
okay,
that.
well, when you decrement, do you decrement the value of this, or we have to?
You can't. It's const.
Because you just keep calling us. Okay, we get the const right, and then forget somehow we have, because if it's const, we cannot update it,
Right.
right?
It's a red herring.
Yeah. Okay.
How you getting?
Okay.
Me? Oh,
Hold on.
I'm from standard thread.
Ah, you can't simple one button then.
In the constructor, we have the initial time, right? Okay. Can you expand the constructor?
And that's what came
Expand the
out.
constructor. Yeah. Open this bracket.
Oh, sorry, it will work, but it's going to be annoying.
No, so
Yeah,
that's
I've
the
said that for
initial
3
time,
seconds,
which
yeah.
is
Okay,
start. Okay, so
I
if you
need to
have
start
an
what?
integer here,
Yeah.
If I just attach the other thread,
at the same time, you use 32, just create
Private here.
private, you int
yes, but what the point is I want this thread to go away.
unsigned integer
So
So
you've
the
got
first
30.
I can't just join
33
this.
underscore t,
Where do you want to store?
yeah, and then
What does
just
what does
say
done mean?
current
Yeah.
time.
Count is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
so
would
I've got
have
this
to
atomic clock.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
have another
So
one called interrupted.
what happens is that we get
that's where it's
this
trying to
start
say
time.
We reckon what inside
Current
my-
time
where do you
gets the
wanna
value of
land?
time.
Would you
Have an interrupt boolean to say if we're not done and we're not interrupted. So then when you want to interrupt, yes.
Yeah, exactly. We just
Join.
decrement minus
Version
minus.
of
Okay.
this
Minus
is their
current
ID
time.
that you're creating.
But why would you like to do minus
And
minus?
that's where
Because
you
it
kind of
just
code in
decrements.
and kind of
You have to.
stuff.
You get the
So,
value
like
initially.
with
Right?
but
Okay,
it's
you
not-
copy this value locally,
Or
local
C,
member
you got
variable, right?
select
But every time he calls it, we have to decrement it by 1, right?
Oh no, when I call decrement,
Yeah,
That's decrement.
yeah, Dex, sorry, it's not,
So here,
yes,
that's here.
exactly.
Yes,
You
that's
have
what
to-
I meant,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. So we have to decrement
That's
it by
you.
1, minus current
minus
time.
minus.
So it's an int,
Try
so
selecting.
it's actually like a framework. He keeps calling this, and then every time you ask for current time, you get
No,
it.
that's actually
Cancel. So cancel will equal current time equal.
Make another folder.
No.
What is it supposed to do? Let's see.
Cancel.
If cancel is called, all subsequent calls to the iComplete should return true. So when cancel is called, you have to. Okay.
You have
Okay.
to.
Okay. Let's
should
do
return.
this.
So
Yeah, we
it's
should have a
complete.
boolean here. Boolean
you
variable.
don't actually need one. But
You don't need one. Okay.
So if
I mean, you could. There's a much more efficient one.
I need to read this. Oh, is there? Okay. Oh, you're returning voice. He calls cancel. When he calls cancel,
I would say
you must.
forget about cancel for now.
Yeah.
Focus on making his complete work, and then you might see the obvious answer.
Or queuing
Okay.
it there.
so
Okay.
all is complete.
Is complete.
So we return false.
Okay, it's complete. When start time is equal to 0, then
Is complete return true when you're finished counting down.
okay. So
Do you know you finished?
return start time equals 0.
Or not start times, that's constant.
So return
No,
equal
our current time
current
equals 0.
time
Equals 0 because it's a boolean
Zero.
expression.
Equal
Equal double. Yeah.
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you should be able to figure out how to make cancel
Okay.
work.
Okay.
This should be really obvious, right?
So cancel is current.
You need to make this return true, so it should be fairly easy, right?
Okay.
So
So we need to make what is
so
complete.
is
return
it
true.
is
Probably 9.
is it like this? Is complete?
No, you're not calling is complete. You need to make it so that if I call cancel
Yeah.
and then I call is complete afterwards, I expect is complete to give me true. No, you can't.
No.
No, it's a function. You can't.
Okay. If you call cancel, then you have to set this to 0 in order to make that happen. So current time will be set to 0. That's the condition.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Because your class is just getting used by me. You're just a service.
So it's actually as a framework in the background that keeps calling this with threads.
So you're implementing functionality that I expect.
I think the spec is harder than the implementation.
That's part of the challenge.
Yeah.
All right, try it. Oh, no, you've got a bug.
Okay,
You know why you've got a bug, don't
let's
you?
debug it.
No need to debug. Look at what you're missing something.
Oh, format current. Didn't.
Now you're getting interesting. So
Yeah, we have to return a string.
So yeah, if you look at the expected output, if you go up,
So what is it? How do we format the current?
you
So
go
we
up
have
at the top.
We have
Here you go. Just tell me.
That's
This is an interface
No worries.
for generic
Yeah,
the traits as exposed to add leading zeros to the second. So format 1 4 should return 1 0 4.
So how do we? Current time is what
We average 2 hours, don't we? It's almost always
we
2
need
hours.
to get the
Sometimes
visual.
it's a bit short, but no, it's
And then
So
we need to convert current time to string and then add the leading zero if it's less than 10.
is a collection of functions.
So my suggestion to you is use string.
String.
Yeah. And if you want to, use Google say C++ add leading zero.
Okay.
Give it on.
Is it like string?
That's not a template.
Or you're declaring a function, you're telling the compiler to look out for this function.
The challenge is to understand the spec. That's what I'm saying.
But if you wanted to,
That's
you
where
could.
everything starts.
I'm not forcing you to use string.
Exactly.
If you want
No,
to
it's
have
good
the
to learn because I don't know about this good stuff that have been raised. It's good to learn.
So I recommend it if you want to do.
Because I know how to format the string otherwise, but if there is a better way and more elegant way, we're here to learn.
All the function in the main. That's all that is. It's literally all that is.
Danny, are you
So
on
you
the
see here, it
list?
says it right here.
Sorry?
Are you on the list?
No.
Right here.
I think
Function
it's,
was there.
yeah, it's a
Call.
it's a build system and
If you want to, what do you want to do? You want to do
the lessons
right, you want to add leading zero.
So
It's
here,
actually, yeah.
So Google
that's
for
how
that.
you declare a function.
Google what you want to do. Don't Google for the
Give it
class.
its input.
Okay, add leading zero, but not in Excel.
So whatever, so
Okay.
like, not whatever, I mean, there's ways to kind of make
How can I
functions
tell
that
you?
helps.
That will give you. That will basically give you the answer. You'll just be substituting what you feed it to.
Yeah, but the thing is that a little bit of investigation helps to learn better instead of just jumping to the results. Yeah. So I would just say that the things to do rather than copy, right?
Yeah.
So what are we trying to do? Is
So
we
this current one that Oli is going to return to us, it's a uint 32 integers. So we have to somehow parse this to seconds and minutes. After,
That's typecasting.
we need to parse this sum. So we have to find a way to parse this sum to minutes and seconds.
Okay.
When we find the seconds, then we can find out if it's less than 10, then we add the leading zeros. Otherwise, if it's greater than 10, we don't need to. Or equals 10.
You don't want to use straight.
Yeah. So we have to convert. Okay. So we need to parse the current time.
That's just gonna do.
Crash.
That's gonna crash.
Yeah. Okay. So we need to parse the current. So how do we parse time?
See that if you go
Or convert?
see that?
Convert.
That's an example.
Parse.
Right? So that is the breakdown. Actually, it's there.
Is it
That's the way it is. That's the name.
INT32 INT32 underscore T.
In square T is what it's termed. So that's what it does.
I don't know if that's important, yes. If we have
To be, and it
1 and T, 32 underscore T.
Okay, yeah, T is something we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Say strut or whatever.
I don't know if you want to have a, see here is this underscore, you want
We
this
can
one?
remove it. Okay, let's see if we publish.
but you see, that isn't the thing,
Okay.
that's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's output. The name's here,
Also the name? Oh.
that's the name here.
Okay, I thought it was the operation. I thought that was like saying it to do the operation.
So he mentioned that we can use
That's the
Std string.
That's saying the operation here.
For-
See, the
we
operation
can with
here,
std string
this
possibly we
expression
have
here
the chance to
is
parse this.
what
Right.
is actually.
So we have to
You can use
run
string
that.
string.
Sorry?
String string.
Std string.
Right.
Let's go and read it like this.
For example, right?
We love code.
If we were building a car,
That's why
We love code, yeah.
like,
I think it's a,
and we designed
there's a thing here on the wall.
or a car, we would say, what does
Yes, we
the
love
car
code.
do
Yeah.
that gets me from A to B?
Yeah.
Right? What are the components within the car that helps you get from A to B? Well, it's got
That's
wheels,
98.
it's got steering.
Is that
Any
can be
updates?
11?
Components
Just any update after
Work
C11
together.
to this string
get
string?
There might be, but this, what you would need to use here is not
So
you.
without A,
Okay.
without B, this can't exist.
Oh, this is
It's
it.
like you don't have a steering wheel of a car,
Yeah.
you don't have wheels, you can't get wheels.
So this was the control.
I don't know, but yeah, that's how it makes sense.
You push it into and read it off. That's what it does into.
So what we
So
need to
the
do.
order of things that go in, right?
So first will be
So first of all, we need to realize that this thing that this current time that comes in is just pure integer, right? The u in 32. So somehow we have to convert it to minutes and seconds of first, and then two separate
Yes.
integers.
Yes.
Push these two separate integers to stream and read it
Yeah,
off
I
the
mean,
stream, and
yeah,
then
understand that.
add a 0 on the second one if less than.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking about first, Tom. What mathematics would you need to do to convert seconds to minutes and seconds?
multiplying and dividing.
Yeah, division.
So if I have in
Yeah,
seconds,
minutes.
then
yeah.
I
To get the minutes,
then
how do you
divide
get the-
Mod.
divide by 60.
yeah, and then how do you get the remaining seconds?
Mod.
Minus, so
Use the modulus.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
another thing as well, like, you normally say Irish
It's the
stream,
modulus.
say-
Modulo.
Modulus.
Is that
yeah.
Irish stream actually alive though?
Yeah,
Well, that is actually.
that's literally it.
Or if you wanted to, okay, so
And
Tom,
what
yes,
do
you could
hashing,
take,
you're saying
calculate the
again,
minutes,
just like a
then
good
multiply
declaration.
that by 60
Right, yeah.
and subtract from the original.
Yeah.
You can do that, but
Yeah,
modulo.
but
is
what,
better.
however
I'm gonna
you
need to
think
use
it's,
like
you can do it, go ahead and do it. I'm
stream.
good by that.
That's what I was using. that's what-
So either you could use modules. This
So
is
the same
later for
kind
formatting,
of-
but we have to
and
first
it's like-
calculate the minutes and the strings.
Because
Sorry,
I need-
the seconds.
And I want to use
This is what we need to do.
stuff in
Minutes
to
and
do
seconds.
stuff.
This is
why
this is
doesn't?
You can't assign an integer to a string string.
yeah. This is this.
But if I put, let's say,
Let's what
The
we
string
need to-
stream is for when you're formatting it.
Yeah.
Create some
You
create
just
some new
create-
numbers to
Rather
store
than
your seconds and
It's
minutes.
just for formatting.
Every
So we
single
need to
time.
create.
Use a numeric type
Yeah.
to store
So
like
like
your
int.
calculations.
Yeah, but in sex
Or you
or
just use auto.
min means something like the minutes, means
You done it?
That's why you have to
No,
send
no,
the-
current
sorry,
time,
I was-
yeah.
You know
So
you're
you
gonna
can-
need to do.
I'm still messing about with my
So,
X.
we should assign 0 to them straight away, so we don't get the garbage, yeah?
okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Programmers.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
fine.
worried about. Well,
So,
actually, first of all,
Now,
It's just
for
Oh, you want
getting
to
the
wrap the simple
seconds,
formula
we
in.
have to divide by
Okay.
minutes.
things that-
This
Yeah.
thing divided by
I'm just
by
thinking
60 to get in this.
Oh, no, it's not.
Because
Oh,
it's
it's all right. I
possible,
already
right?
do that.
So we just say mod.
yeah, the thing is, I thought that
Which is
calling
this.
the
Yeah,
school
yeah.
back, so
So what?
Yeah.
2?
No, current
no,
time
no,
we
no.
fix mod
But either I'm not calling it
You have to go current
No,
time
current time doesn't
mod,
work.
mod 60.
So either I'm not.
Right?
So,
If the current
okay,
time,
so
yes.
current time.
Mod
Current
60
time.
equals, we have to
Okay.
give it
Current
to
time.
seconds, because that gives you the remaining number of,
For my current time.
this, what it does is it gives you the remaining amount.
Yeah.
So if you wipe this, wipe this
Yeah.
So
Just
I'll
put,
Oh,
no,
60.
60 semicolon void. Okay. Now you have the remaining. Because now if you divide
I think you can
by,
look this otherwise. If you capture by
then
ref,
you can
actually, no, you
add
shouldn't
all
do
the
this.
math
so you
functions.
have
I mean,
the
that's
remaining
right.
ones. Remaining ones minus current time will give,
I'm gonna need,
will give you the number
what's the other
of
one that I use a lot?
remaining. So what you need to do, current times
While not done
times
and not
60,
complete.
They
right?
do different things,
So
but you know you need them because you have
Sorry,
done.
what have you said done to? What do you initialize done to?
I said
That's
it
yeah,
correctly.
you have your Bluetooth beforehand. Okay.
Current
I
time
wanna make
is
this thing
substitutes
work.
of number of minutes
Mhm.
and seconds. We managed by dividing by 60 to get the number of seconds because it says, okay, if you have
Then you start building
459,
the function.
yeah,
Then
if you
you
convert
Yeah,
to
you
int,
need to create unconditional set
decimal
from
point.
So
no, but
that's
that's
what-
what I'm saying.
let's
The-
say
we don't
we're
need
not
the
just
decimal
doing-
point. We
Yeah,
just get
just
started.
need to-
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
right.
So we need
let's do
current
that.
time
Yeah.
minus-
limited edition.
Yeah.
Is it current time
So-
minus
yeah, let's go
uh,
to
Specific things that.
start time?
Yeah.
so if you have
Then
current
you're
time,
gonna have to
right,
build custom
divided by
function.
6.
Right.
It's gonna do a custom thing, and it's gonna have its own little ways of
Callback
behaving.
returns false.
Current time,
That's what class
sorry.
really
Is that the
So
type
current
of
time
logic?
times
Oh, you got it wrong. You got it wrong.
makes
That's
all
fine.
the
That's right.
seconds
That's fine.
that we
Standard
have.
yeah.
Right, inverted. It needs
So
to be
with
standard.
seconds that we have, if we
Well, it
divide
can
this
be.
by
You get in my
60
classes,
again,
you build
we
up,
get
then
the
you can
number
collect them
of
as well.
seconds that are left. For
Yeah,
instance,
That's
if
what.
we
That's
get
where you have like the boost
6,000
library.
Hey.
200
Well, that's
and
Is it going to zero?
yeah, so 6,200
Alright,
one bucket at a time.
gives us 100 minutes, right? 201.
When in doubt, just force it, just call the call back one more time.
13
Not
minutes,
zero,
right?
okay?
Because
And
it's
then
not
you
functional
have the
within it.
remaining, which is
I don't like that solution.
T1,
Again, this is
which is 21 divided by 60.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
I'll go through the stuff.
You've most pretty much solved it.
So what we need to do is
No, I've got to make sure, because I think this is probably going to crash if I do another.
Like I said,
Oh yeah, so in my one, yeah, you can reset the timer at any time.
sorry,
Yeah,
current
so-
time comes
So we've got
as an
standard
integer in
clock.
It
seconds.
does, it just takes, there's one.
Sorry?
Current time comes as an integer in seconds or minutes.
Seconds.
Seconds. Okay, so we have the
That's
seconds.
where
So
you
if
start.
we do that, we
You
get
can
the
do it
number
without a
of seconds
class.
that are
That's what,
left.
like, that's what you
No.
have to
The remainder.
Yeah,
just see.
the remainder,
Just
exactly.
like
So if we have this
procedure
remainder,
coding,
right,
That's where you,
if we
well then,
take it
you
off
don't
the
want,
current time and then divide it by
It can just
60, we
be
get the
for
minutes.
Tom, are you familiar with Modulo and what it does?
because
With what?
when you
Modulo.
Modulo. Yeah.
Okay.
it has
Yeah.
So it gives us the seconds,
Right,
right?
yeah, it can
Uh-huh.
affect
Okay.
everything
Modulo
else
gives us the
and
number of
covers all
seconds that
seeing,
could not be
doing,
converted
you
to a
don't
minute
want that.
because
Yeah.
it was less than
You know,
60
quick point, but
minutes.
you just rather than initialize it to zero here, why don't you just do int mins equals the?
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to
It's a bit, I
have
mean, you
separate.
don't need it on two lines, do you?
That's what C.
function.
Yeah.
By,
Well, even then, it's not your assignment.
it's
Yeah, C7 scroll.
its visibility,
So, yeah.
what it can
No.
affect.
So current time minus means divided, no, divided by 60.
Right,
We
okay.
have the
Yeah,
minutes.
Why don't you just divide it? Just divide the
And if
current
it's
time
within
by
that
60.
class, then it's only
Oh
within
yeah,
the
it
class.
doesn't,
If it's
well, it's integer,
private,
so it's
integer.
not floor, yeah, it
Still
will
code
just
complex.
chop
Yeah,
off,
we
yeah,
give
yeah,
you the
yeah,
floor.
That's
yeah,
what
yeah,
you-
fine,
and it's what you need it for.
Yeah,
That's what you're.
we get this, and then
That's
we
why
have
you
these
to-
two,
There's a 1 second delay
we have
before
to put
change.
him into a straight
If
string,
you
which
need an
is
issue.
the sequence is.
So if you want to-
Which your one does the same, and you
Which
can
one
use
is it? So if you
it.
want to get fancy, I can be bothered.
Sort
Stood
of
prom.
relation variable.
No, I'm not CVAR. I would say prom. Stood prom is
solid
easier.
SS.
Because you can have.
So actually have a cancellation.
No, so what you do is you have a stood promise. And then get future from it, and then issue a wait for. So you wait for the 1 second, but obviously if I decide to cancel, I can throw the promise and you out of it.
Why does it like?
So as long as the stood promise returns future status timeout, I know we're still going. If that promise is ever fulfilled, it means I'm interrupted.
Okay. I had to add SS stream. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Sorry?
I had to add SS stream. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's SS.
String, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, but I added. Is that okay?
Yeah.
It doesn't because he was complaining about.
No, it's fine.
At least a full.
It's okay. Now
I've
it's
got it
good.
off my head.
Now,
Also, what if
now
I
RT?
do you calculate how long my callback takes to run?
So
Yeah.
So then
Minutes.
minutes.
So in my implementation, I haven't actually done a test for it yet.
No,
to
I
simulate
just-
it.
I just-
now we have
Gonna
to
get back into
Return.
So yeah, that's the other thing we're going to add. We're going to make the callback
Now,
take
the
half a
next
second.
Actually, what you could do is get the current time and then sleep until current time plus 1 second. Make the current time before the callback.
Right, yeah, so I have a high resolution, so I have a high resolution
Then
time.
we-
And it measures how long the callback takes.
So then it's RT.
No, we need to. Okay, there must be an elegant formatting way here. I'm going old-fashioned.
How about
Really?
sex?
There must be an elegant
Just dive into
formatting
C++,
here. Okay.
like, fully
Zero
brand new.
plus.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like this?
No, I think it
No, that's
well,
a literal zero.
yes, you have to put
Zero
that
plus
like
seconds is just seconds.
It's just go like that.
Okay.
So, you know when you do things.
I think it has to go like that.
So what do you
No,
want
that's
to
still a literal. Oh, yes, yes.
You
yes,
can do that,
Yes, you
right?
can do that. You
Okay.
can.
Yeah.
So and then when you have this,
Yeah.
else you could.
Well, you're missing, but you're not quite right. Because look, I
Yeah.
said if you have 1 minute, if you have 1
And
and
then
4,
everything else, yeah. That's,
or if you have
that's,
4,
that's,
you know,
same
64
thing,
seconds,
yeah.
then it should look like that.
Yeah,
That's not
yeah,
going to
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's not going to look like that.
Why not?
Very
I mean,
Oh, because you're missing the column, so we have to put a column before zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Column string,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
another.
Now the callback take is on the side.
And then we have to have.
Well, so the contract is the callback's not allowed to take more than a
Okay.
second.
Yeah, it's
So
all
it
actually
once
doesn't
you know
matter
something
now, it
like
does.
this, once you can
Well, you
survive
made it.
C,
Yeah, because look, if you
Now we have it.
How have you done
We
that?
need to
the
we mentioned the time before the
return.
call.
So it takes 5 seconds.
Yeah, so now.
transferable.
Yeah.
So we sleep until now plus
Return
1
is
second.
to-
But if that time is already
I'm gonna
passed,
find the same
sleep
thing
until
come
there's
up
nothing.
again every pretty much every time.
then RT, yes?
Yeah, okay.
RT to RT, if there is anything conversion of RT to string.
Was this maybe,
Yes.
what's the...
No, because that means
So you're saying
string two. Somehow we do have a method to string from string, right?
Have what, sorry?
To
Then
string
you
method.
can, you know,
Dot S
Some-
dot str. Yeah.
Dot
If you look in my
str.
slides, I had dot str.
Dot str. RT,
So-
RT dot str.
So
RT?
Yeah.
str.
the nice way of doing
But
this, by the
don't-
way, is there are
don't,
formatters. You can use these.
There's
There's like a stood
Because
set W,
that's
for
just
example.
like
Okay.
And
I
what
say
you do is you
tomorrow,
use
you
these
say
operators.
tomorrow.
You do RT, arrow,
type
Yeah.
thing.
stood
Yeah.
set W.
Because like I
Stood
said,
set
And these
there's so many ways
formatters
to
will
do
make the
same
string
thing.
do use the numbers. put the
You give it a
numbers.
formatting string and then it
You
will
can
take
say
the.
like this many leading zeros. and stuff like
Okay,
that.
it reminds me a lot of
Yeah, forever.
Java simple formatter.
Cool.
There you go.
But again,
Done
same
it.
thing.
Thanks very much.
Same
Without
thing.
you, I
Thank you.
will be stuck here.
Once you declare from the right, you can do it one of 15 ways.
Should
For
now
STD
format the
out,
drive.
or not STD.
By the way, when you
Yeah, when it counts-
successful, anyway,
Yeah, when it counts down to 0, it wipes your computer.
What?
Yeah, or it explodes.
No way.
Have you guys done it?
yes,
Nah, it doesn't.
it was.
Right, it was cool.
The spec was harder to understand than the coding
Yeah.
part.
So you see
Coding
that?
was very
Yeah, because I wasn't
Yeah, it's
sure
not
that
actually
there was
coding
a
code.
Well, the thing is, when the code's so simple, I can't just put
If you go back
compare
up.
this to 0.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
so-
the thing is that I wasn't aware of the fact that you're running this in background for us. I was thinking, okay, now we have to create a thread that actually
Yeah.
kicks every second and there's
Is that why you do
different-
USB?
You do it in the
Is that
second.
why
Yeah,
you USB?
Yeah.
But I didn't know that this
Oh,
thing
that's
does
nice,
the
yeah.
thread.
No, I had the micro USB as well.
Oh, you do? Sweet.
Yeah, I do.
See out that.
Oh, amazing.
Exactly. So
Cute.
that is the same. It's the same thing as saying, look, go into here. Let me use that. But again, it's like different ways you can do it.
As I always said,
That's
it's
half
just
the fun,
about
figuring
to
out
understand
which way
the
you're gonna go.
spec. Otherwise,
Yeah.
writing the code. They couldn't have said, now create a variable, false.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
gives it
just
away.
a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Still, it's like understanding, what needs to be done. It's not that.
But
I
then
mean, the way I was
within-
thought for is if you
within
say you were
this
dealing with a
here,
product manager,
you've got everything else that you would
that's
need.
the kind of thing they're going to give
Yeah.
you. I want the thing to do this thing, and then it's your job to think
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
happening in code.
And like I said, if you
That's the reason that there was, this
The thing,
Italian come out with this expression, you wake up with a horse head in your bed.
they needed to calculate VAT.
Perfect.
You want to yes.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
You would include
So I just come back that way.
Yeah, that might be easier.
from that where you can create something that says calculate VAT and calculate VAT.
It's actually doing the weekend.
And then you call
Doing some pointer, C++, 11 pointer.
See what I mean?
Three pointers like Java.
You don't even have to like every
There's so much Java.
whole VAT functions.
So for these,
That's where
Java is even funkier.
yes,
You
it's
don't
a
have
good
heap
idea
classes.
to
You have
get
phantom
outside
classes.
class.
Yeah, exactly.
years
Phantom
and years
reference.
and years and years of
Yes.
they're like, well,
I know,
there's
but-
going to be
Yes,
people who
yeah.
want to just
So
No, no, no,
for lean
you can see
operators
the
for
that happens
equals.
with
No, it's very cool. The way of thinking of how, for instance, you just create a function and now it's
in a line
platform independent. You don't need to
Exactly the
call
same
Winter
thing.
to
The only thing
create
is it
a
only takes
thread
one.
API.
Yeah.
Or POSIX thread.
P-thread.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you just doing it.
Yes,
One
the advantage you get
is actually. So
if we had,
if you used to
let's
thread
say,
Yeah.
on
another
Linux,
type
Yeah.
that inherits from
Yeah.
those get linked to
that's the gift of the
another type that
internally.
converts.
Keep-
thread.
yeah.
You could do so much with it.
There's-
Yeah.
So you still have
Whoa, okay.
Still have
To do little
the syntax.
yourself.
you've got to learn even more.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You know?
That's like
It's
they
very
use so flat.
If
If
we
we
Is
consider
there
this
any,
operator, if the left
thing
argument
like
converts to a right.
equivalent
Otherwise,
of
it's
countdown
dimensional.
lock
Again,
in
it's code that will
Java in C++?
That's the reason.
You can use the sum of
X, Y, Z.
count of one, but is there any
I
count?
know, sorry, that's
barrier?
You know, like samples.
You don't have to worry.
Oh yeah, it's
So
plus
some
in Java there
must
is
be
some lock, countdown lock, right? You have this, you share it with
for most of the
them.
ones that
When they
you
finish,
can
they
do
keep
outside,
counting. You're
that's
waiting
fine.
for them, and when the count actually hits 0, you just
Let's check.
It's interesting.
You've gone back to week one.
Well,
This might be a one.
cool.
Uh,
So far, like,
Yeah, it's a shame we didn't record them.
wait for what's the current?
Oh, I see.
I was saying before
one.
before we came that we might start again at some point after we get past this.
Notify is just telling the other thread I'm on you.
No. So when you on a construction,
especially last week,
Yeah.
a lot of
you
interest.
wait, you see block,
Yeah.
and then somebody will call notify.
Okay.
something
Oh,
like
it's like okay.
So
Okay, wait and notify in
You
Java.
can make a million threads go
Okay.
into it, and then you can. know.
Okay, yeah.
So I think
But
you do have it, but not.
Sounds like you're doing
It's
great.
mainly used for consumer producers side of
It's the one you have. You just have
Oh,
to. If you wanted to like wake up 10 threads,
Yeah.
and you said you have to call notify one of them.
Sorry.
Oh, you notify all.
You have the convenience around
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
this will do it. You just have the convenience.
Okay.
Well, let us know because he sounds like he doesn't know.
No,
Otherwise,
stop
it's
it.
otherwise
I was actually going to pick your brain.
So the new text actually includes locking.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a bit out of scope for here.
Yeah, so
And it
in
involves,
what happens if there is an
well, it's
exception?
basically around
You
macros.
get out, you never unlock. So you need a final link to put this on logic. Because if there is an exception here,
Macros aren't bad to see.
Because if you throw an exception, so you need
Because
blocks, the structure will be in
transform
place.
source
Yeah.
for
Right.
compilers.
Yeah.
So the structure that you need lock says
So
that if we are locked,
If
unlock.
you
yeah.
So-
Oh, it says that. Okay.
Yeah.
Because in Java you have to use
Yeah.
finally, whatever.
But
Yeah.
also
Yeah,
they-
so if somehow you don't get here, then
they're
you
not
just-
It
named
will
as
does the
this.
unlock for you. Okay.
You can have two files which implement the same macro name, and it's going to cause real problems. For example, the Windows header, Windows.h,
Yeah.
defines macros called min and max,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is really problematic. Why macro is bad?
why macro is bad?
They cannot be done.
Well, okay, are we talking about stuff that's just a simple define or stuff that's like doing, like generating actual code? Because don't get me wrong, I actually hate both, but
Yeah.
just to be clear on which one you want me to hate on.
Well, simple defines as well, because that's just text replacement, right? Yes. Pretty much, and that's bad.
So macros are particularly heinous in my opinion,
Yeah.
because one, they make your code less readable.
Yeah.
Two, if you start getting errors in the middle of a macro, it's not fun. I mean, depending on the compiler, I think Clang can make a decent job of it now, but it's not fun. It's really just not fun, and it's far more idiomatic to just express it in code. with C, and it's obviously relatively limited syntax, it's a necessary evil.
It's a necessary
to be
evil,
honest.
C.
With C++, on the other hand,
Yeah.
if you're using modern C++, I mean, it's just not. We've got all this wonderful stuff like if const exper. I mean, it's just not needed anymore.
Yeah.
Go away. But it's a pain in my side on a daily basis in Windows. I have to undef all kinds of crap. Like you have, like a really simple example, right? I had an enum class, an enum class object. So I generally build my code so it can run on Windows and Linux. So I test it on Linux, stick it over on the Windows side.
Yeah.
One of the fields in my enum was error, just the word error. Oh, that's a define in Windows land. So now I can't compile, so I have to stick an undef at the top of that file to make it silly stuff like that. So yeah, that's why defines the best stay away from.
And then
and there's never a reason to like use them in modern C++ now.
The one thing I do actually use defines for, and this is obviously very limited, is build data.
Okay.
So and that's really because it's a limitation of what the build system can do for me. So I use CMake.
Yeah.
And what you can do is you can generate a pseudo header file, and you do hash CMake define, and then some variable names, and then some values to substitute in. And then when you run the CMake build, CMake will take that file, and it will substitute in whatever build data you pass to it from your build machine, and then it spits out a real.h file with those constants, so like hash define version 1234, hash define git hash abcd, and then obviously, because that's really all it offers, I've got to use defines. So I do use them for that, but obviously they're very explicit names like git commit hash and my product build version.
Yeah, because I'm gonna refer to Rust. Sorry. It's just because in Rust they use macros all over the place and a lot. And I was thinking, is it the same sort of macro?
I don't think that's like pre-processing macros.
No, it's not.
Right.
They have
So it's not
what they call, they have what they call hygienic macros, or scoped macros. So,
hygienic macros.
That's literally what they call them.
Right.
And they're for very different rules. I don't know.
Yes.
I can't claim to be an expert about
that's,
it. But they, for example, they respect scoping rules.
Okay.
So if you define a macro name within a scope, then just like a normal function, outside that scope is not defined.
Right. So it's not macro in the same sense of C.
It is in that it does kind of text replacement, but it does it with sort of Rust-aware rules rather than just being
limited visibility, right?
Plain copy.
Imagine if I include someone's header and they did stick a define in it. So if I need to include 10 files, right? And the first file I include is some third-party library. It does a define, some macro, whatever. That, just by including it first means it will poison all the includes after it, all the code that comes after it. So that's where it's not pleasant.
When you talk about lambdas being passed as functional threads, lambdas have to be declared as void like the normal. Do they have to be void lambdas so that they don't return anything?
You don't have to declare the return type, it's implicit. You don't have a return.
Yeah, well, but if it's a feature, then you have to have a return from your lambda.
Future doesn't run code. A future is just saying it is like, so you usually use a promise, not just a future. So you have a promise saying I'll return something for you. A promise for you.
Okay.
And then what you do with future is you will wait for something to get that value. But you can have a promise.
Alright. Okay, so because I thought it was like in future in Java, you know in futures you don't have to run, you overwrite,
So here's an example. So they've got a promise. And then what they do is they get the future object out. So whoever has the promise, their job is to fulfill the promise. Whoever has the future,
just check. Did everybody put their name on the list?
They can call wait for get.
How many names do we need to get a pizza?
Sorry?
We added to a list all the features that return like we've added to the list.
Really depends if we find a sponsor. When we were at Oli Place, then we had pizza pretty much every time.
It's a promise.
Okay.
I actually
But if we find,
use
lots of businesses like Amazon, I know that Amazon is keen to give like catering and stuff, pizzas and so on. But during the class, usually that's more a disturbance, nuisance than, people running back and forward.
But I was disturbances if you ask me.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's much better if we had pizza afterwards.
Okay. Wait for 10 seconds or 2 seconds, and then if you're late, you will interrupt and continue.
It's also good for your learning. If you sleep soon after learning,
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
but it doesn't work if you go with an empty belly. You need to go at the right level of the browser.
Yeah.
So you can't cut it for everything.
Yeah.
So time now.
So you just see.
The right level of beer as well.
I don't want to shut my program.
Not too many.
I don't want to wait
But
5 minutes.
one just relaxes you.
Yeah.
So then when I'm shut, say,
It works for people with a monitor or static.
Here's the value. Did we time
So for example, if you, I don't know, you study a new language on the computer,
Yeah.
and here it is right before going to sleep.
interrupt.
Yeah. And
With
you can
lower
interrupt.
intensity screen because that is better for the sleep if it is too much.
Do you have to catch interrupted exception or something?
No, not that in Java.
No, okay.
Yeah, catch that one.
And especially
Because
also
if you don't
because,
catch
I
it,
don't
you
know,
can get
if you
Yeah, of course.
train yourself as agile physical stuff, that also works. Your mind during sleep repeats.
Ollie, you good at alignments?
No, I don't care about that.
Got a question to you then.
Yeah.
I'm not an Ubuntu fan.
Yeah, no, but it's general Linux. Suddenly I got, the usage of my drive just went up quite a lot.
You want to see where it went?
I know where it went. So basically,
Pretty much, yeah. If you look, you see here, because it's part of the stack.
SH, yes, SH is better.
Short for stack.
SH style.
Yeah, anyway, it's 18 gigs. But that's this stuff from encrypting hard drive.
eCryptFS.
Yeah, so that's.
I thought that's where you were going. Oh no, it was with the startup, yes.
Come on, do I need to train you? I wasn't able to do that.
If I was going to encrypt my hard drive, I'd
Yeah,
use something like Lux.
you develop your
Can't remember what I did. I think instead of when I was installing, there was an option to encrypt.
So I'll tell you this one. I've used encrypted the Lux purely in the kernel.
About my code, yes.
No, other person found this, yes, but I was just wondering why the heck is this happening? Because what might be the code? Because I just started doing it recently. Now, what I discovered, I don't have time to deal with that, is when I try to shut down the machine, just freezes.
A lot of to read about.
Possibly because of the NVIDIA drivers, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but whether this is like creating like because of the crash is creating like hard to decrypt, something froze. By the machine resetting, I'm just creating a download. Yeah, that's the reason.
I would like to know what encryption tool
It wasn't working at all. How to check that?
Probably just Google that eCryptFS.
I think I just need to wait
Big ones.
to get the new license.
That's what.
Thank you very much.
That's what he was talking about last time.
Cheers.
Justin,
Thanks for coming.
So that's a different kind of operation. But
See you later.
See you.
See you next time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's eCryptFS.
Those are actually stuff that couldn't be encrypted if you upgraded Ubuntu or something.
No, the only thing is it basically crashed the system, so I think that might be the thing.
Apparently, those stuff that's unencrypted. You can use eCryptFS /recover down private to recover it.
All the stuff I have is there, so it's nothing. I'm not missing anything. Yeah, it does. It does look.
This eCryptFS is just used buttons. And UKS is
slightly different.
And when you boot up, you have to enter a password to physically use the entire machine.
That again is access. So because it's part of the standard library, it belongs to the namespace.
Okay, I found
like
page.
that to access it.
No, I'll take
Yeah,
I'll
you know
play
what,
with it.
this is basically encryption shit.
So this is
Just
saying
running in user space.
literally, if you go back up, that's saying
In a whole bunch in Linux. And you won't have to
Yep.
Cool, thanks.
Oh, by the way, actually, a friend of mine 2 weeks ago emailed me a PDF. Java concurrency. Sorry, concurrency in action. It was 11 concurrency in
Remember,
action.
so there's a standard.
Exactly one.
And then there's
Those
like
in action books are
create
good.
yourself.
You recommend?
I don't know. I might
Even
do
maths
that.
is a
Yeah,
standard.
I'll send
Like,
you the PDF.
pretty much. There's not one thing
Yeah, I've got the
programming
PDF.
can
Yeah.
do.
I'm going on the fashion.
Yeah. No, you get a lot of. I have a
Like
lot
I
of.
said, if we're gonna,
OS development PDF, I have a
small
PVC
business
cross
products,
PDF.
I don't need to create.
But that PDF
thing that
is
calculates
so
my
good.
employees.
Yeah.
Did you manage to just
I
browse it? It's so detailed about all task segments, how they're set up.
When I get
How many times in
Intel,
history
Intel's got the
in the history of programming?
This is, I know, but this is a lot.
Exactly. So it's like,
The
let's do it,
pictures, everything. It's diagrams, pictures, everything is so good. Yeah.
And better. Because again, you're a human
Question, are we-
being. If you write your own life, you're gonna have your
Are we
own
still
life.
working on the solution or are we going through the next?
Find out. Is anyone still cracking away? Need help or anything?
Yeah. En fait, parce que c'était la
Oh, we should really go home and do the
des objets
Where they
qui ont une dimension de l'objet, le travail est négatif. Error or string or those things, il ne peut pas avoir de...
and then it says, after you've
dimension
done it,
négative.
you
Pour éviter...
I mean, until 9, but if we
Okay,
finish,
oh, no, that's fine. I will let's see what people.
if we finish then
print and then go to.
What is he gonna talk about now? Just about the same issue? Is there anything to talk about?
No, just round off.
so should we sign something off?
Oh, okay. It says, go into stuff.
Oh, you're getting on the tuition. Have you done the simple one?
Go into standard library.
Yeah, I would be surprised if you wouldn't.
Implement that feature available.
So that's just a feature. If you include CSG,
Because when you see this in the console,
they're just type
and
uses.
then underneath it, the flash right now, underneath the word.
Yeah, c'est le formatage des nombres intégrés en fait.
Ça va pas changer selon le type de... Peut-être 16 minutes.
What's the maximum you can put?
It's 32 bits, so put up to 4.2, well, 2 to 32 seconds, so about 4.2 billion seconds.
So you've only given 4.
Oh, yeah, that's right, I linked to the GUI.
So unless this is,
It's a sensible thing.
it's not X.
Des 0 et 1 que tu utilises.
So that's
So you can edit the .ui, if you have Qt Creator installed, you can edit that GUI yourself, play with it.
160 minutes.
All this stuff.
That's, I think, more than enough for like one session of learning.
Yeah, we can now start using this timer to time sessions, right? Although next lesson I'm going to pick some new features there, and one of them will be obviously bringing in a lot.
How are we getting on? Is anybody working yet on the solution? No, because I mean, if we finish, then we will be changing the location to Bershanke.
Pub.
Yeah.
But if not, then
If still, because we can stay here for further to the 20 some few minutes, 20 less than 23. So that will be, they'll probably kick us out a few minutes before 9. So if how many people still wants to work on the solution? 1, 2. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah. If you, and then we can say if. Otherwise, we can move. because we have still time.
So you know on your website you have people have to click on the event and continue.
Sorry? On which website? CPP login? I mean, that's the information for us, so we know what to expect.
Horrible.
Because I do send an email based on other people.
Write the notes,
Yeah.
breaks it down.
Maybe you can tell them to book on Skills.
No. The Skills Matters, they're independent organizations. They want people to go to their website.
I know, that's what I'm saying. If you can give them put a link or something.
I think C++.
I mean, if you go to the Skills Matters, yes.
It's more about reminding.
Better than Java.
Oh no, what we do, I try to send an email, yes.
Actually,
you
mark a
register on our
local
website.
variable as mute.
I try to
What
remind
in Java is
people,
just
I
define
tweet, I
it.
send an email
Like
to I remind people on the Slack channel, yes. Register on our website.
For the collection graphic, what differences C#
I send an email
allows you to have native
and you should
cards
see it.
in your collection.
Yeah, but just remember, it's pretty much every single week.
Also,
on
language
Tuesday. Unless there's something exceptional and we cannot be here. Yes, let's say the Venice renters.
They go. Are
Yes,
teachers going to
it is
the
better Java.
ACC conference?
Well, Java. The good thing with Java.
That's the question to teachers.
You know,
Teachers, there's a question. Are you going to ACCU meetup?
on Linux and
In April.
I am not going to, in Bristol, I am not going.
So there'll be a lesson.
on one of
Maybe.
them.
I don't know.
There was a com version.
I don't actually know when it is.
For Unix.
Oh, it's in April.
In old time when I started with
A few months, as far as I know, there'll be.
So actually there was
We're
a
planning
project to port
Unless someone gives me a free
Unix.
ticket before then.
Yeah, for the server side people used Corba, if you remember.
Yeah.
Maybe we can speak to. I need to chase the.
It was old times. We had to use Corba on Unix and then on PC for our server.
Darren.
Had to be
Darren?
You could use Corba.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
I know his name.
You had
Because I think
multiple
he's back
inheritance
from-
and then you
should
had
be
to.
back now
Because
from-
HDL gives you.
Do you know what?
that.
I've got a solid
Yeah,
state.
exactly. A lot of
Mac
Microsoft hated that.
like 3 years ago that I still haven't put into this. Because I know what the bottleneck is. It's like, this is like a Windows 7 machine.
Richard, sorry. Richard. So maybe they will be keen.
Means
We're looking
take,
for
you know,
sponsors for the
and also
tickets to
being super,
ACCU
like,
in April.
pedantic and finicky about the type of
Costs like 600 quid. I don't.
He's not suggesting anything.
Yeah, 80 grand.
Consider, because I wanted to spend out instead of abstract, I wanted to
Yeah, sure.
You know what? Saying that it has servers.
Okay, so
This is serious.
Well,
so
for me,
this
was
is
just
not
about.
research.
No,
I
I like
I
the
should do as well.
string
And
stream
just I get stuck
shit.
by
It
it
wasn't.
because you don't run Linux.
the type
You know,
of return.
like everyone, like yeah.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
like a string buffer or string builder in Java. Yeah.
Hey, whatever.
It has to be an O-string reference. So, yeah, those needs.
Sorry. Yeah, you can't add any class. It will come.
Yeah.
The append. Sorry.
If it's now a reference, so it needs to return.
No, you can actually put normal integer because the native doesn't have it unless you have primitives here. Unless it was boxing and called we don't know that. It might be boxing removed.
But what if you just drop the
But the thing is that when you get string plus I, which is an integer, it will definitely mark that
and there's no
called toString on it. It has to call toString, definitely.
Then that's the implementation of this function.
Yeah.
So usually what you want to do is
because
if it calls it, that's great. That's what they do then.
With C++,
maybe
things are divided into headers and you usually compile all of my hash
was the
you can't debug it. When you get an object that is GNI, you get this. It's hard.
So when you change something in the header, you have to recompile lots and lots of everything that includes your header and includes
Then it's actually stream operator something that they want in any instance one for you or fine.
Yeah.
Put it in the header.
So you build your DLL or whatever.
and then just
So
It's nice because that's how you develop for Android if you want to have better apps.
you can put any code you like
faster.
but whenever you change a header file, you usually have to recompile it. Everything that uses that header. So,
Oh, by the way, is there a Monkey's framework for C++?
it's better to put its own implementation
Like Mockito, yeah.
change it.
Yes.
Dependency injection, and if we do everything like that.
Basic operators using Java, if you usually use
Okay, so these
So
ones
you can, for instance, say, okay, you can count, you can mark an object and count the number of times certain function was called. Yes, you can.
No, the code will disappear.
And then
so if we do this in a file, because they they're not point.cpp, we've got, when we include it, if the compiler can see the definition of the function, then it can inline the code. Rather than it won't call the function, so we literally put that in the file. So it's
right from the base, and then you have to
what I do to get around that.
and those
And
then there's another one.
if they're short,
Yeah.
so these are very short, simple functions. No, but the streaming.
So you as a C++ developer, when you write test, you mainly just write a test case that happens in reality. You do
I had to
But actually, what it's doing.
For instance, sometimes you can't skip mocking if you have something that is not dependent on certain
I was looking at doing blockchain development.
Should be able to test
You
it.
can.
Yeah.
There's reason to do it on two
And
lines.
to be able to access
Usually it works just doing it on one line.
and to be able to download
But I think when you return a
the only way to do it was
Yes. Yeah.
So I couldn't run
There's one situation where it doesn't work. I can't remember it now.
sort of frame.
So you say this operation is
Yes, because you're having to print it out to the console and it has to synchronize it with the actual
So what do you
operating
use
system
to
thing.
I didn't even know about how
Just for the sake of training.
But you don't cheat test.
I'm gonna check it.
I didn't know you were the only
Yeah, I was up like to deal with that.
And you weekly
We have this level up to 80%. Our top is okay. Because when we run Jenkins because we can launch the logic, right?
Yeah, I can't really remember what we did on this.
Someone changes the logic in breaks, right?
Yes.
You have to call this function, this argument.
That
We
was
have
those were I like those
argument
exercises.
you know, I don't know if such thing exists in
Week 4 group exercises.
or
Yeah.
I had to call this
That's what someone was telling me
with
to
this
do with
argument, see if the argument.
So I think I'll put all the solutions to these online as well.
Because
Yeah, so there's another branch on GitHub called Solutions.
They will say, you're going to miss drivers, you're going to get all drivers, stuff like that.
It's just power. It's like data.
Will it explode? And
So you have obviously experience.
Someone has
So do you use Java or do you use
Right, whereas in Java, they crash that thread, they won't crash the
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, they're not going to do
No,
anything.
your thread dies if you don't, yeah. But you because it's naked or killed all fucking process.
Yeah, so for me, I do my I stick with programming, so like,
usually prefer to solve problems in
Windows management. This the only system I have there is Windows HLK. Yeah, after that, it is in a test.
I think the time we run our first anti-driver
which incidentally is also like
you didn't even know what test it was.
you will like 40 minutes how much knowledge, how much mark you need to create, how much you need to
I've heard it.
if you go jogging this way, is an extra challenge when you remove your weights, like when you go to the
I know. Yeah. WDF. Yeah, I've heard of it. It's a lot simpler. So you still have all these air packages that you have to pass tons of layers. All the air.
They play it and
Because I remember you either had to, for the communication between your drive and your application, you either had to use or a memory in user mode, but if you forgot to lock that page, you were dead. Because if that page was swapped back, oh, you still have it.
Yeah, if you're a dispatcher,
I still think not very useful.
There was an API to lock the page, I remember that.
Yeah.
We forgot that a few times.
So if you're in dispatch level, you can lock it as long as
You know, the only nice marathons, when you want to
Well, it's the same with the old one actually. You have to, if you want the function key, you have to press function. To the other way around. So usually when you just press these, you know, it does that. So you have to actually. Anyway, I think we're out of time.
Hard driving is.
Actually trim.
What's trim?
It's a way to like, it's a functional thing.
What, is that in Windows or is that in
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mine's a Samsung 830.
Yeah.
820 or 830.
I don't know how to film this though. I know how to refilm it.
Actually, I think it's the same. The bottom is about the same size as mine, so I have Dell.
Yeah.
The screen, your screen is much better than mine.
Sometimes like, I know for example when I did my sister's like her hard drive.
How much RAM has it got?
Really?
32. Yeah, from the install.
It's a really nice one.
Okay.
Is that the XPS?
It's like 5,000 something, isn't it?
No.
No, the model number.
Oh,
yeah.
9% of the time I'll just
There's a good one like 5,030, 5,070.
I did one with the lower model.
32 gigs.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
Big.
That's dope. Bring me the
Oh,
drive.
you